timer.
All right. 2 diamonds. And he's substituted in his bag of golden gems that he's been carrying around for those.
And Martello also rolled. I think that's reasonable. That he found one, bought a diamond worth 300. Isn't that what you rolled for?
Even was 2, you said.
Oh, yeah. So you got 2 of them. Yeah, absolutely. That is what I said. I would not want to gyp you, my friend. Ooh, what a racist term. All right. Going live.
I'll ask you about some potions. We can roll for those.
Hey, welcome to Dave's Imaginations. I got some lag going on here for my screen. Dave's Imaginations presents. What did I call this thing? Secrets of the Shifting Sand, a Christiana de Mowbray anthology. A brand new adventure. Brand new. Following the as suggested, as requested, a focus on something of Christiana's storyline. And we're going to be diving into this homebrew, totally made up. I totally made it up with the help of ChatGPT. So those of you that hate AI, too bad. That's how I did it.
Unsubscribe now.
Unsubscribe now. Oh my goodness, the viewers just dropped down to 0.
We lost Ken.
Ken, he's still with us. So, Secrets Shifting Sand and a new intro. I was able to make an intro that I'm halfway happy with. So let's go ahead and run the new intro.
I'm getting some like Game of Thrones vibes from like the first.
The castle coming together, kind of like that.
Yeah.
But that video is spliced together from another video I found, and it was from 8 years ago.
What?
So, Game of Thrones would have been popular then.
I like the music choice. That's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, it was straight from the video. I actually didn't choose any of that music. It came with the original video. Now, I did have to re-splice. Now, if you want to really nerd out and watch it, you'll see if you can figure out what's wrong with the first half of the music. There's a tell, but you have to be really astute to figure it out.
Going backwards.
Ooh. Go to Avernus. Okay, welcome to Maginations. So let's dive in. Let's go turn on the camera. Let's say both cams. Ooh, there's both cams, but I don't think I want to do that. Say, do we do live from my basement? It's Thursday night. Woo! I knew I was going to forget something. But, so, Secrets of the Shifting Sand. Let's jump over into the game camera. Game setup. Where's my game layout? Right like that. Hopefully, Ken, did it help? Can you see the map now?
Nada. I'll just use Discord.
What? I changed it. You guys can see it though?
Yeah.
Game paused over here.
Yeah, game's not paused anymore. Okay, so here I am on. This is one of my maps of Faerun. This is actually a 2nd edition map of Faerun, and originally in in Christiana's backstory, I said she was from the City of Shade. But the City of Shade was on a floating moat of earth. And as I dig into the lore, that doesn't exist now. That's gone. So I changed it, and the City of Shade is now Redux, or Redu, I don't know, Redux. And I put it there in the nestle. If you can kind of tell that icon doesn't look quite like the others. It's right here. Right here is Redux. And Redux, that Christiana would know and might share, is a subterranean city. I have pictures. I have actually, if I turn on thus.
Now, Noel, are you seeing the map?
No,
No,
it
it's
got disconnected and reconnected.
Well, let's see here. What happens if I
Now
do?
it's reloading.
What happens? Let's take. Why would I search for death on my character list? I don't know. What if I pulled you guys? There's Christiana. There's Ides. There's Martello. Maybe that helped. Olak.
Said I do not own any figure.
Well, you do now. There's Varinka.
Hey, I can see the screen.
New Christiana token. That totally isn't an AI image.
Yeah, it looks very Barbie dollish to me.
You drew that by
They
hand
all
yourself.
did.
Whoop.
Like it was. Yeah.
Christiana got some work done.
I'm a Barbie
He's
girl.
been away the past, 4 months recovering.
Yeah, I
from
spent a month of it at a
plastic surgery.
salon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have temp. I don't know if I have a Christiana.
You didn't have an extra iris taken out, did you?
Christiana? Do I have
Actually, I had to sort through and pick the ones that looked least Barbie dollish, and there were ones that were a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, this is the picture I didn't use.
It's clear that they trained it on Instagram and
Yeah, I mean, you could play with the styling if you wanted to, but the hair color, the general is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Arrows isn't quite accurate for her.
Yeah, but to try to get bolts.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, you would. Yeah. So it's fine. I did pick the one on the right because it had just a little bit of something on her cheek. I mean, this was too perfect.
Yeah, to get it to create anything that isn't perfect is very difficult.
Yeah.
To add scars for
Yeah,
instance.
then does it go way
It just doesn't.
brutish or
It just
ugly?
doesn't do it.
Yeah.
You'll get an image and then you'll ask it.
What did you use?
This is the Bing. The creator.
The
I
Bing
think is what
version.
It's called Bing version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But it'll give the image and ask, could you add more scars? And it'll just give you the same images. It's it doesn't know what a scar is or how to.
Zooming out of Toril is the continent of which the Sword Coast is on, and Faerun is. Maybe I got it backwards. Faerun the continent and Toril's the world. I don't know that it matters very much.
Toril's the world.
So we spend almost all of our time on the Sword Coast, right? Over here, if we zoom in, we have Neverwinter here, and we have Waterdeep here, and here's Baldur's Gate's down here somewhere. Baldur's Gate down here, right? And the Well of Dragons, I think, is right there. Somewhere, so right here. No, that's House of... Remember, this is second Well of Dragons. Oh, right there, right there. Right there it is, right?
So very close to the well,
Yeah,
relatively speaking. Yeah.
relatively speaking. That's right. And so some amount of time, which could be debated, but some amount of time has passed since the events of Avernus, since you've escaped hell, and Christiana returned back to the Order of the Blood, the base of which is in the subterranean city in Anarok, in the Scimitar Spires, and I can launch this. Come on. Oh, don't be shy. There's a subterranean city of Redux. And she got there and met up with the leader of the band, if you would, in the subterranean. Jericho. Jericho is the leader of the Order of the Blood, and he said there's been sightings, there's been disturbances in the desert, and I'd like you to go investigate and get to the bottom.
Down.
Get to the bottom of these appearances of sand monsters. And so she sent out word to her friend saying, hey, she could use some help with this. And to meet her in Parnast. Now, Parnast is, before you get into the sea, it's one of the last towns on the Sword Coast side before you go to get into the Anarok Desert. And the three other of you, Varinka, Martello, and Olak, answered the call and converged on this town. And while you were there waiting for everyone to get there, you met up with this new person, Ides what? Ides of March? Ides of... What's your new character's name? Ides... Shankrother. Former Knight of Salamia. But I do have a picture of him.
How do we meet?
Meat.
At the tavern in Parnast as you're waiting for everyone to get there. I don't know who got there first. It doesn't matter, right? The point is, there was some amount of time while the party gathered. While you were gathering, you befriended this Ides, and I have a full picture of him. And here,
Which also needs some scars because he's too pretty for a charisma of 9.
that's the head. There was a better one than that. I thought I had a different one. Oh yeah, that's this one right here. That's the whole body, a little watermarking, but he's got a little watermarking right around the crotch. And this might change still, right? As so you met.
It's surprisingly little interesting stuff when you search human fighter.
Yeah, I see that. So you met up with Ides of March, and you befriend him over a mug of ale at the local tavern, and you shared with what you were doing. You're going to help a friend deal with some monster hunting in the Anarok Desert, and he says, I don't know. How much would Ides share of what background we came up with? He still doesn't know his name yet.
How much we share my background? Yeah, so let me bring this up here.
So does that answer your question where the Anarok Desert is?
Yes.
So he is actually from another world, another dimension, and was cast into this one in a battle. He was battling with a
Big bad.
dark wizard and was about to defeat him, and as a last ditch,
He was thrown into this.
tossed him threw me into this other dimension, and I'm hoping someday to find my way back there, but in the meantime, I am
Sliding from universe to...
a very accomplished fighter and basically fearless and
Noble knight. The Knights of Salamia would be a noble knighthood, which would go very well with clerics such as Martello.
Sure.
Not to mention Olak Prime. Olak Angel.
Oh,
so
not that Olak Prime who ended up. The Olak, you had an Olak Prime that turned into.
Yeah.
What did he turn into? Oh, there's the djinn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the genie.
Yeah.
that's right.
Too many Olaks.
Oh, there are a lot of different Olaks.
You said Olak Prime and I had flashbacks. Like, oh, yeah. No, not again.
Yeah, and so now this is all fine, right? And Christiana has brought camels for everyone. Not to mention,
I feel like Christiana wouldn't. So who are you meeting at? Who do you meet at the tavern?
all right.
'Cause
So Martello got there early,
okay.
and through the course of a few days, they're spending evenings together, sharing a meal. Found this guy, and they shared a meal. And after a couple of nights of doing this, having a couple of beverages, Varinka shows up. And they befriend each other, and they can sense the nobility of his knighthood, and this is not necessarily a secret undercover type.
Yeah. I like that a little better because I don't see Christiana as the type. So like she's organizing. Okay, I need to get like this in order, that in order. She's not just going to be like, oh, let's add this random person at the bar, but like I could see like you guys saying like, oh, we met the perfect guy, because she's like, okay, like I'll invite friends, people I know who are reliable, I can count on, and she's like, we need another camel now.
Yeah.
We need one more. We need one more.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
You're probably right. Someone's gonna have to double up on the camel probably, because you didn't bring the 6, you brought 5.
I feel like we could find another camel.
Yeah,
Fair
fair enough. There's
Or
probably
you were hoping Ruckus was going to show up, and then he was too busy being the mayor.
Or maybe, yeah.
So
yeah. There's probably an outpost at or near the desert where they sell camels or rent them, and you would have had.
Where on the map are we?
We are right here at Parnast.
Okay.
Is where we would have met up.
Yeah, I feel like we're close enough that like there's probably outfitters for.
All right.
Then going.
Yeah. So you got your stuff. Yeah. Now, there would be some warning that traveling through the desert, the Anarok is extremely hot. Right. It's a desert. Days are blazing. You'll bring these light cloths that you wrap your head and just keep the sun from beating down on you.
Like long white like robes.
Robes and stuff. That's right. Just to keep the blazing hot off of you, and that helps to a certain extent. But you'd be very comfortable with any chain or plate on you, especially during the day. So you probably are not wearing your armor throughout the day. Nods.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
this is a setup.
DM is asking you, so you take off.
DM,
all
are
your
you
armor,
telling us
right?
that we're going to
Right?
take our...
Well, I feel like there ought to be a consequence.
Yes, I agree.
I would tend to agree.
Right?
And I feel like that's
Well,
the
we're
sort of
chainmail
thing
with
we'd
no shirt
probably prepare for. So we would probably have some like leather or lighter armor that we wouldn't just be going.
I think you would.
Completely
Because then
armor.
all of a sudden, not only do you have to take off your leather armor to put on your real armor, right?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is we may not even bring our real armor. We may only bring like a lighter armor.
Well, I can let you each decide that for yourself. But you are going into the desert. It is known for being 100 plus degrees, sun beating down on you. You might say, I can tough it, right? And you're on your camel, and you are 4 hours into your day, and boy, that sun's getting hot. Somebody's home.
Yeah, sure. I'd say about the same time as I did.
April did, yeah.
Oh, shit. I had something to bring her. I forgot.
Varenka would want to wear her armor going into a hostile, unfamiliar place. But he's thinking that, anyways, you can provide whatever consequences, I'll make a decision. But
Yeah. I mean, you're just getting you're dripping wet with sweat. You're having to consume more water than you would normally, and you feel like exhaustion would come on you more quickly. Right? Instead of having 8-hour day in the sun, you would feel like you can only stand 4 hours at a time without taking a siesta of sorts, right? So a thing about D&D and big maps such as this is traveling is tedious, right? Traveling's not that much fun. And as you go through the Anarok Desert, this isn't much. I would love to say, well, we're going to have to count our water and rations to make. But I don't want to have to do that. It's not fun, right? So fast forwarding. You've been traveling through the desert for a couple days, and you're traveling the Black Road. The Black Road. Do I have it? What's this? No. Black Road. Let's open up here and go to Secrets. And here, the Black Road. And I always want to sing Boulevard of Broken Dreams. If you know that song, the Green Day song. A ribbon of black cobblestone slices through the golden sea of the Anarok Desert. The legendary Black Road, an enduring artery of commerce. As the relentless sun casts its gaze, the road weaves between dunes and the forgotten ruins, a steadfast path in a land of shifting sands, bearing the weight of countless caravans and tales of travelers from distant lands. The Black Road cuts through the Anarok Desert. You've been traveling this road for a couple days, 3-4 days, whatever the days are, and you finally feel like you're getting close, and your first encounter on the Black Road is off to the side. You see what looks like a rock. Who has the biggest perception amongst us? Who has the best perception?
My passive is 12, so not me.
Plus passive or
Well, passive is built off your perception. So
I've got a +5 perception, a 15 passive.
yeah,
passive is 18, and the check is +3 with advantage.
Yeah. All right.
Passive is 18.
So probably Martel. I didn't hear from you, Ken.
Oh, 5 and a 15 for passive.
Yeah. So Martella, we'll just go with you. You see off in the desert something that looks like a rock formation. At first you think it is a rock formation, but at one point you could have swore it moved. And you hear your new friend on the camel next to you go, Now, you are in the heat of the sun. It is hot, and your eyes play the waves. The thing, it's hard to tell, but it isn't that far off the road, and you keep getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer, and damn it, if it didn't move again. The rock formation. And it's almost like the rock formation is it's sculptured. And as you get closer, it looks something like this. A giant sheep, the size of a house, made entirely of sand, which is the coolest sand sculpture you've ever seen until its head moves.
Yikes.
Brrr.
Okay.
And what are these called? Christiana would.
Nothing Christiana's ever seen is anything like this.
Really?
This would be an abomination. Not a scary one. Yet, living sand creature this big. Now, you would know that there would be some amount of shepherds that have sheep in the desert.
So I see some. Are those real sheep in the corner there, or are those sand sheep as well?
Bottom right.
Oh, those would be real sheep.
Okay.
Is this any sort of illusion?
And how would you like to test? Yeah.
Olak has true sight.
Ah, so not to your eyes. It is solid sand.
I didn't know that sand could be alive.
Well, we've seen many strange things. Wonder if there's a wizard about.
Meh. Craziest roadside trap you've ever seen.
Trap?
Okay. It made you stop.
Yeah.
You certainly stopped to gawk at the humongous sand sheep.
Wonder what they do to shear the sand sheep.
He says it's true sight says it. So I could cast detect magic.
Is it worth doing an investigation?
There's not much to add.
Right.
Now, cast magic might give you some insight. Detect magic.
I'll do it.
Oogity boogity, you cast detect magic.
Yes.
And I'm not very good at detect magic, but what I will tell you, it has a magical source. There is just something transmutation. Okay, we'll call it transmutation. I think that's what I'm supposed to give you. This is obviously not natural. It is a creature of almost like a golem. All right, it makes as your detect magic, golems come to mind, right? Golems with a control stone that and some magical essence to animate a rock golem. You've probably encountered a rock golem. You've probably could have encountered a flesh golem, right? Well, would be in that terms a sand golem, a huge ass sand golem, but.
That says Bob. Okay.
Meh. Bah.
Barinka and Wolak encountered a stone golem? Is that what we encountered in Barovia?
Perhaps, but you did the flesh golems at the Mad Wizards, and I used the Young Frankenstein's guys for the Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So it's golem. So it's got something magical embedded in it to
drive it.
He says that seems to be the
Best as I can tell.
Christiana scribbles some notes.
But you look around. I mean, this group of people. That's you, right? There's no one else around.
Right.
It's not you, but it could be you.
It's just happily, sitting.
Yeah, well, it's friendly. Other sheep are down there. There's probably some shrubs around there. They're probably gnawing on.
Maybe it was created as a livestock guardian.
Could be.
Or was the shepherd transformed into the sand?
Maybe, but I don't see anything nefarious in this so far.
Nothing nefarious, but I mean, the nefarious thing could be gone.
Oh, sorry.
True.
But it's
It
sitting.
seems happy though, right?
It's not like it's.
I mean, just that's what you see.
Okay. I'm just asking. It's not like it's up walking around or pacing. Or,
No, I mean,
I'm
but
trying to feed off of what Ken's suggesting.
let's just say, and all of a sudden it stands up and it does a little shake and sand floats off. It takes 10 steps over. It eats a tree and sits down and starts gnawing
No worries.
on the tree.
Got it.
So it's not just a fixture. It's
Right.
a sheep in any normal, other than it's gigantic and made of sand.
All right.
Like Wayne was here. Then he could turn it into a glass sculpture of a sheep.
Well, that's not very nice. It's not hurting anything.
What's your alignment? That's more for humanity and less for monsters.
That is a good point. I am
Monsters.
supposed to be like the epiphany of good now, aren't I?
Yes.
Gotta remember that.
I will remind you occasionally.
Yep.
Nothing to see here.
After you spend maybe an hour wandering off this, Christiana would probably say, this is cool and all. Unless we're going to do something about it, you should probably be moving along.
I'm all for it. Roll out.
All right. We had a break.
All right. So, you come to a point where it's time. Christiana would say, we can travel forward and risk the
Whatever those are.
Barrelith, whatever those are.
Exactly.
So these notes are just places on the map, and this adventure is going to take in along the Black Road and the northeast portion of the Anarok Desert. That's what all these things are, places of note. So Christiana would share that Barrelith is an oasis that you would not want to go to, because it is controlled by the Zentrum. And really it's a faction of the Zentrum. They're called the Sand Shadows. Where's my people at?
Those are the slavers, right?
They are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Among
that seems
other
like a
things.
thing we should go stop. Olag votes we continue on.
So would Frinka.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frank would be like, oh, whoa.
The Desert Shadows is what's the name of the Zentrum. The outfit that's there. Well, Zentrum, now they're one of the 5 faction. Yes, they lean toward the thievery and underworld, and right. There's no guarantee they're here. There's no guarantee they're not. That part of them, they're not now. But Christiana, you would say that is not your focus of why you brought this group together. It could be, and we can pursue that. But really, if you want to pursue that, you might first want to go. We're going to get off the Black Road, and we're going to go to this other oasis called El Azad. And there'll be some vegetation and water for you to partake in, and it's not controlled by the Zentrum, the bad guys.
We should.
So we go there, get water, put our armor on.
Well,
and then go stomp Barrelith.
How far away is?
So that type of question is always, okay, I could say you're days away, right? But I'm saying right now you're at cross paths, right? You can either go straight to this place, or you can go to the other place by dark.
I'm sorry, my question is how far from El Azad
Yeah,
to Bet?
good question.
In case I wanted to take a night journey.
We'll say 2-hour walk. In desert terms, that's pretty close. That's probably not realistic by the map, but I would say for you, 2-hour walk.
It's cooler at night.
But you have been traveling, and even though you're not walking, you're riding a camel, you're still
Oh yeah.
hot, and so I leave it up to you.
Christiana would argue that we have places to be. We are only at the beginning of a long trek to get where we need to go. Mark it on the map.
Olak gives Frinka the nod of he'll go with her if we go in the evening.
Mark it on the map so we can return after we have completed our mission. What we came here for.
Why put off to tomorrow what you can do today?
What's he arguing for? I'm not sure.
For
That's
going.
a famous.
He
For going.
absolutely wants to stop.
Hey, there are
here.
potentially slavers there.
Yeah.
We should go take care of it.
Rinka's going to hold you to that promise.
Another time, we will take care of them after this. But we have much bigger problems at the moment.
All right.
Than starting a war with the Zentrum.
Yes, because you would know that the Zentrum do use this as a trade route,
Yes.
right? Because that not
Yes, this is but one small faction of the overall. This isn't. You take out these few Zentrum, you haven't stopped them by any means.
So-
just inconvenient.
the Black
But
Road.
you've made some people's lives better.
The Black Road cuts through the Anarach Desert, but it's not too far away from the port of Zentil Keep, which gets its name from base name. Zentrum gets their name from Zentil Keep. The Zentil Keep, which is on this greater Moon Sea, the Sea of Moon Sea, right? And certainly all sorts of contraband are constantly going back and forth on this Black Road. Might be a reason why Varinka was interested in coming here in the first place.
Close to where Rinka lives.
Mm-hmm.
Her homeland.
Maybe. I think of Varinka as more down here
Yeah.
and over
Actually,
here.
Yeah. So, good question, Dave. So, what you emailed me,
Okay.
is all that still true?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all true, but we haven't gotten to a lot of that yet,
Yeah.
right?
But I think, is Christiana, how much of that is Christiana aware?
You can share any of that you want.
Okay. Because I feel like, part of...
These guys don't know that.
Right. But part of the pitch to you, Noel, Varenka, is there are giants. So having you along would be beneficial, but also they may know something.
Mm-hmm.
They're storm giants.
Okay.
I don't know where storm giants are from, but
They're not from the desert.
Uh,
Winter.
so storm giants are kind of transcend. They're often from faraway lands. They're often from mystical sky towers, which is kind of what their story is, right?
Right.
So, I mean, share what you want to share.
So may help you on your larger journey.
Okay. So we decided we're going to go to the oasis, the El Azad,
The free oasis.
the free oasis. Yes. And so you travel the rest of your day, and as the sun is starting to set, you see before you lies El Azad, the house of the moon, an oasis of serene beauty. Its clear, mile-wide lake mirrors the sky. And let's go ahead and double-click on this guy. There we go. Show players. It looks something like this. Now, as you approach, you hear them. Let me finish my prepared statement here. Its clear, mile-wide lake mirrors the sky, encircled by lush vegetation and mysterious red leaf flora. The central isle, a crescent of greenery, invites with its tranquil presence. Sacred to the Bedine. The Bedine, you would know, are the nomads, the native people here in the land. The Bedine, this place is sacred to them and once divine ground. The oasis houses a temple of the moon goddess, a place of power where the rituals of old are still performed under the light of Selûne, which is the moon, right? Here the whispers of the ancient gods and magic of the desert converge. But today is not one of those days. Today, the Bedine are doing some sort of ritual, and you can see them. They've started a pyre, a big pile of wood, and they have prepared a camel as a sacrifice. Now, you would understand a camel is not sacred, but extremely valuable to the Bedine, and something as for them to be offering a camel as a sacrifice would be very significant. Now, you would also know that the Bedine are very reclusive and of strangers, and so you would go in and talk to them to say, hey, we're coming in, and let them know that you're joining.
Yeah, and I'm sure on the way to the oasis, Christiana would be relaying a lot of this information, and you know, be very careful what you touch and where you go, and you know, leave no trace and all that.
Yeah, so this is as good as picture as any. So you go in and you let them know that you have friends and they're coming. But as you do, you see there's a lot of the people are very, I'm going to say upset, but not in the angry. They are they're crying and they're sad and they're mad, but something awful has happened, and to the extent that they feel like they've angered God. And so when you go in there, you're rushed by a one of the Bedine women, rushes towards you with her two young, and starts speaking in her tongue. And you have experience with this tongue. To say you speak it might be an exaggeration, but you understand it and you can say it kind of, right? Because you're there, you've spent a lot of time there, but you're not native to there, right? And what you gather from her is that she pleads at you to save her husband. And you look around, you can see all these other people with save my husband, he's missing, help me.
Is this the reason for the sacrifice?
We have angered Kozah, certainly. He has taken our husbands, these
All the husbands.
Well, some portion of them.
Some portion of husbands.
And Kozah is certainly angered, and we offer the sacrifice for our luck to turn and our safety moving forward.
And you would understand Kazaa
As a god.
Is it just a god, or like a higher god, or like what?
A god.
Okay.
A god. Well, it's not. Yeah, it is a divine being.
Pals with Lathander?
Not necessarily. I mean, not.
All right.
Not. Yeah. I don't know that part of the lore.
And what happened that you angered Kazaa?
We're just traveling nomad Bedine, and we were attacked.
Attacked by who? Or what?
A great creature made of this very sand we walk on rose upon us and attacked our caravan.
What shape did it take?
That of a giant scorpion.
Scorpion. We saw a similar
At least
creature.
it wasn't a sheep.
Yeah,
You saw one too, and you survived. You must help us.
It was a sheep though,
Sheep.
and it did nothing but.
Why, Kozad, would we suffer a scorpion? And you must be blessed by Kozad.
Perhaps. I mean, she won't she's not gonna rub it in that
How long are you gonna be until you get your friends to come and help you with this? You want to continue on? We can continue on.
Where was it seen?
Well, so she'll say, I have a friend who is blessed by a god, Olak. So she will, he may be able to help. I will return, and so she'll go back to the group and kind of relay this conversation. Certainly, she wants to bring Olak along. I don't know if you guys are.
How close are we to the rest of the group?
So I would say 100 yards, couple hundred yards. Far enough that they're off in the distance. They probably see you on top of a hill, right?
So one thing she's a bit wary of is she doesn't want to seem like she's intimidating or like bringing in a whole bunch of strangers strapped with weapons.
So you know that if they're normal circumstances, these guys would be super leery. You would almost have to buy your way in. Mm-hmm. But right now, their focus is totally on this ritual they're going through. There's chanting going on. There's preparing of the camel. It's been stripped and cleaned up and prepared. The fire has been started, right? And it's obvious there's probably a guy with a big gold scimitar getting ready to slit its throat. And they're all chanting to this kazaa.
Okay, so she would probably tell the rest of the group, you know, something seems.
It seems like
Go ahead.
their sacrifice has worked. We are here.
maybe.
Well, the sacrifice hasn't
The
happened.
sacrifice hasn't happened yet.
But we don't know that there wasn't one earlier. to begin
Well,
with.
well,
We might
alright.
be able to head off the sacrifice.
And their willingness to sacrifice has brought us here.
Okay.
She would basically say, like, let's hide the weapons. They're not going to attack us, but they seem unusually willing to let us in, so we don't want to do anything that would upset them. Right?
I can't hide a
Well, as much as
7-foot
yeah.
glaive.
Well, as much as we can, right? You know,
Yeah.
try to be not intimidating people. Right, we're not there
If you
to
have it
intimidate
strapped
them.
along your spine, it's different than brandishing
Yeah,
it.
no,
Right.
yeah, I can
Yeah,
put it
that-
on my
Twirling it around, you know.
Right.
I can put it on my back.
So
You
you
can
make,
strap it to a cable or something.
Yeah.
7 foot.
She's not gonna let go of it. That's for sure.
No. Yeah, not saying doing that, but.
so you bring them back into camp.
Bring them back.
And unusual for the Bedine is these elders, the women, that they implore you to help them find their lost companions, their warriors, if they would be.
Yeah, and I
The-
feel like we'd probably have like maybe a meet. They'd probably have like a tent, right, for like the
Sure.
elders, and we
Sure.
would probably go.
There's a
and
series of tents all around this oasis.
we get invited to meet with them at like the elders' tent or whatever.
Yeah, and as you're eagerly, quickly ushered into a tent, and was, listen, it was just a day or two that just yesterday we were on our way here, and we were just a couple hours from here that this creature rose from the sand and attacked this great scorpion made of sand, and our warriors fended it off as the rest of us could escape. We thought they'd be following just behind us, but many of them have not returned. We fear the worst.
Yeah,
Hey,
So some of them have returned.
I will make up on the fly that, yes, we just two have returned. They're very injured. They cry of barely escaping with their lives.
So
I would like to go see them.
Christiana would again repeat that. You know, yes, we have seen one of these as well.
You saw one of these scorpions and you survived.
Or not the scorpion, but one of these sand creatures as well. And we thought it was. We didn't see a reason to think it was a danger. But now that we have more information, now we need to find out who is behind.
The Whispering Dunes, not so far from here. Go, if you would, if you're brave enough. Go find our friends. Save them if you can.
Okay. I think we can.
You go to the injured person and you see one with his leg ripped off, wrapped in a cloth and tied off, very battered and bruised, bandages around his head. He's concussed and gravely injured.
Awake? Conscious?
Barely. I mean, moaning.
Not going to be useful to interrogate.
I mean, you could try.
Interrogate.
Well, that's a strong
All right.
word.
Well,
Question.
I'm going to lay my hands on him and lay on hands, and I'll put 5 hit points into him and see if that helps him.
And he takes a
better.
he inhales in a broken breath, but the exhale is nice and smooth. And his eyes blink open. And he goes, "What kind of god are you? A
Lathander smiles upon you.
green angel of Lathander? What would Lathander would want with a Bowdine nomad who's about to meet his maker?"
Who says you're about to meet your maker?
And off in the corner, a little dog chirps. What did you say, Ken?
I was just chuckling at the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please recount your tale.
Close the door. Yeah. You say, I shudder to think of the monstrosity that attacked us. And he says, it's the legend of Atar. Waiting for Glenn to maybe join us again. This is kind of a cool part. Legend of Atar.
Is that something Olak would know?
Nope. Nope, it's not. And Legend of
Sand Scorpion and how to defeat them.
Well, you didn't open up your monster manual yet. You don't know.
That is, I forgot she had that.
Can I do this? This? All right.
Once again, once you get to this level, you have so many things that you forget that.
So this, in the whispers of ancient sand, so vast and grand, Atar the merciless, the sun's fiery hand, a crone of spite in the sky so bright, her heart a wanderer in the dead of night.
Did you ask ChatGPT to write a Black Sabbath song?
Bound to Kozar, the storm's fierce roar, yet with Nassar, the dead's lord, her heart did soar. When night's veil falls and desert calls, 'tis Atar to Nassar's tent as darkness enthralls. Kozar's rage like a tempest page unleashed upon the earth his stormy cage, a fury bound from a heart forlorn, for Atar's love in betrayal was worn. So hear, O sons of ancient dance, day becomes night, will storms lance. A tale of love, of wrath of the sky above, whispered in the desert and stars thereof. This is certainly Kozar's rage. I don't have the right word.
That in your scroll for you.
No.
And this goes to the Gabab Kozar's rage, and fear the worst when day is replaced by night. The Kusuf al-Shams, which you be very aware of, is a solar eclipse is looming. Soon in the coming weeks, this astrological phenomenon is going to occur where day becomes night.
Did you say lunar eclipse or solar?
Solar.
Okay. Kind of important.
Yeah, well, the Bedine are foreseeing that this time is coming, and these appearance of these monstrous creatures is certainly a forewarning of this solar event, astronomical event, and they liken it to the rage of this story. So this story is telling about Kozar has his wife who cheats on him with death, and he gets mad and releases this rage.
Is it the death that we met?
Oh yeah, we know him.
We know him. We met Death.
I
Got his
mean,
business card.
death has many faces.
Christiana literally has his business card. The subtle knife.
Yeah, the subtle knife. Yeah. So yes, I had ChatGPT run it, and by golly, I think it's fantastic. It's pretty darn cool.
So you asked it to write a poem about the desert?
So
Gave it some
In
words.
the whispers ancient sands.
so
In a land so vast and
you go to Forgotten
grand.
go to Forgotten and you put in Kozah. I thought it was did I spell it right?
It says tell us through direct.
Yeah. Did you look it up?
No, I just said it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, and so in here, actually, I think I looked up a tar, because if you look at the map, that is not the map. If you look at the map, close that. You'll see there's a space called Atar's Looking Glass, and Atar is the female god that cheated on Kozah. Right, and based off that, it going down the loophole, which is the fun the GM gets to do. Yes, I think it's fun to come up with these stories. It tells you the story. I copied the story from the wiki page. I pasted it into ChatGPT, and I said, write up. No, actually, the first time I did, summarize this as legend. And I said, you know what? Summarize this as a legend in poem. And it did. And it's fantastic.
Wow.
So, certainly this is Kozah's rage. This scorpion Kozah sent to enact its rage upon us, Badine. I cannot see how any other survived, but perhaps my brothers. You could find what happened to my brothers.
I think at a minimum we can avenge your brothers. And discover,
Can't protect it, though.
and
That was wrong with
discover hopefully the clues as the origins of.
Thank you. As he collapses in some amount of exhaustion. Yeah, because even 5 hit points is probably half a lot of his vitality for a common.
Christiana would lean over to Olak and be like, "Can't you do anything for him? In your new angelic form,
You just
Can't I do what?
can't you do something?
I missed
for
what you
him?
said.
Can't you do something for him?
I just gave him 5 hit points.
Oh, okay, I missed that part.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, you did do that. But I mean, you could
So what-
restore a lot of
Once we're
his.
done, I'm gonna go do the other one as well.
Sure, you get some similar story, right? You can restore his hit points, but that leg is not growing back, right?
Says you, Mr.
Yeah.
GM.
Says me. Fine. His head clears up and he gets some clarity. That's what you get for your 5 hit points. Okay. And so the elders, so will you do it? Will you go investigate this?
Yes.
We will do our sacrifice and say a little prayer for you. Now the sun is set.
And save us some of the camel meat. I hear that's good.
Sacrilege! That the sacrifice must be untainted. But if you return and are victorious, we will have a feast in your honor.
There we go.
So,
So is it clear at this point to Christiana that this is what they've come? What
This
these are the monsters?
these are the monsters, the rumors that you've heard of, right? Now, the sheep, I mean, there's rumors of these great sand creatures. This was one of them, but this was not a terrifying one, right? The scorpion, along that lines, that I mean, you've heard horror stories of these things.
And to back it up like in a second, where was it that? So we started off in the town,
You are now.
and
Oh, I gotta be on the right thing.
we're now at that
Here,
Oasis.
this Al-Azad.
And were we headed for the castle?
So you're headed to Redux here,
Oh, okay.
right? You've traveled the Black Road. You could go to El Azad, or stay on the Black Road and go to the Zentrum controlled. What's it called? Barlith, which then is followed by Oasis of Vipers. Neither one of those is very hospitable.
Christiana knows well enough and recommends.
The better way to go is take this path to El Azad and Cloven Rock on over to Redux.
And when we get to Redux, we're meeting.
Well, that's back where the Order of the Blood is,
Right.
the subterranean city, and so you can report what you found, talk to Jericho, and see if there's any new news type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can go on whatever other path you want, right? There are other, you're aware of the giants and where they're at. You can go straight there, or visit any, as I tip my hand a little bit, of any of these other places I've investigated and wrote story about.
So Christiana will call a group huddle, and she'll say, I think we definitely have to look into these creatures here for these folks. So that's the first point of action, and I think it's a great opportunity to collect some information on these creatures. These are the creatures that we gathered everybody here to go after. After this, then we'll go to Redux, and we'll check in and share whatever we've learned, as well as find out if there's any new information, and then from there we'll head towards, is it the Shattered Tower? Or
The Shattered Tower is where they're rebuilding the flying fortress, and then that there's some amount of mining going on at Hero's Helm.
So after Redux, we will head north into the deep desert, towards the castle that's being
They don't know any of that story.
not yet. They will.
More to share. Huh?
More to share.
If we go smiting creatures that have been unleashed by a god, aren't we kind of picking a fight with a god? Seems like that's a little.
You doubt.
Yeah, there's not a god behind this.
Christiana does not believe there's a god behind this. The Badine are convinced.
Well,
These are nomadic people. They're people of the desert.
Morons.
Thank you. Just trying to find a way.
And as you say it, as you say that, the in this hospital tent, one of them reaches out, grabs her. We're not morons.
Again, not so much the smarts this way.
Yeah.
Or charming. Or subtle.
Okay.
all right.
Anything else you guys would like to ask before we head off?
You listed off like 3 things we're going to do. I can't remember that many, so whatever.
You get past 2, you have to write a list.
Yeah.
Just follow along and swing your sword when you say swing.
Were you able to hurt it? I guess it was
Our arrows bounced off of it, and our swords made no dent.
So it was really hard, is what you're saying? Or was it like just your sword would go through it?
It was very hard. But the dust and the sand would shake off of it, but it was as hard as stone.
It's good you know.
Very good. Okay.
There.
Think we're good? Anybody else?
No.
And so they direct you. I mean, Where is it? The Whispering Dunes. That way.
Pointed us that way.
That way. And
And
so
I'm sure Christiana has a map, or at least have knowledge of the area that's good enough. One or the other that she.
Whispering Dunes. So the Whispering Dunes. Right. I prefer to show the pictures from my file. The whispering dunes of the Anarach Desert stretch before you, an expansive sea of ever-shifting sands, where the wind sculpts the surface into mesmerizing patterns. Legend has it the dunes whisper ancient secrets to those who listen, carrying voices of the past with every gust. The air is perpetually dry, and the sun beats down mercilessly by day, while the night spring a chilling cold as the sun is setting. The sun has set and night is. The moon looms high, giving an eerie blue over the sand dunes. And the night brings chill, cold air. All right. So as you approach, you get to the point where they say they were ambushed. And you can see that there's a scuffle. You can see that there is dead bodies half buried in the sand. What do you do?
Time to go investigate.
Go investigate for sure.
Yeah.
If they're all dead, there's only one thing you can do.
The Bedine fires lay on the ground in the eternal rest after a valiantly fought battle. You can investigate the bodies. Who would like to do?
I will do it.
Do we want to put our armor on before we start poking around?
Yes.
Pulling you to a new map.
I have a +9 investigation.
I have a plus time and advantage. So.
Wow.
I have advantage too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I have a lot of advantages now.
Yeah, that's
What
awesome.
if I take that off?
Still have that one disadvantage though.
Yeah.
Doesn't take that off.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah. So you investigate the bodies, and weapons scatter about the ground. They're well sharpened, the curved scimitar blades, if you would imagine of Arabian warriors would carry. Bows and arrows amongst it, and crossbows are scattered across the ground. There's probably, you find probably 5 such bodies buried. However, what you do see is, with your 20, you can find that there seems to be a body has been dragged further away from the road.
Drug or crawled.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, well, crawl would have a different pattern to it. This is more of a
Just one path where
yeah.
they're just dragging. Okay.
somewhat like this.
Now, does it appear it was dragged by the creature?
No mysterious camera.
I was wondering about that.
Did you have camera?
Does it appear it was
What does that think?
dragged by the scorpion?
Are there like
Yeah.
6 or 8 dots left and right of the body?
You don't notice the footprints of any type of creature. You just the wind has smoothed things out somewhat. Maybe those were not.
Let's go check it out.
Yeah.
You follow the path, the dragging path, and it comes to a point where the path is blown through and stops, but it seems to be going to the direction between a set of 2 dunes. And we go back to our map. We try to go back to our map. So Christiana's leading as she was had the investigation.
Sure.
I assume you have Minnie with you, Olak?
Of course. Minnie and Olak, I think, will maybe fly like 3 feet up ahead,
And
like above, trying to get a peripheral to make sure nothing's sneaking up on us.
that's
Sure.
a good reminder that Delta will have been repaired and will be
Sure.
joining us as well.
All right.
I'll work on creating an AI, see if AI can interpret that and create an image for.
Yeah, the robot dog is kind of sniffing, although I don't know he has that skill.
Not
Just like
Yeah.
he knows this is what a behavior of a dog should be.
Should be.
Yeah, and
So-
every once in a while he looks behind you to see which way you're going,
Right.
just to stay in front of you.
Right.
So yeah, that's a new skill for me. Just smell and
Yeah.
is a new skill. I have, advantage with those skills.
I imagine it'll be like you and I, kind of in the front, because clearly you have
Yeah.
some tracking skills. So.
All right. So, but we said that Olak and Minnie are kind of flying above, and these dunes, they go up 20, 30 feet, right? These are pretty tall dunes on either side of you as you follow this forward.
I mean, we'll be flexible. We could go up higher if need be to get a good view.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of the path ends just as it seems to be pointing toward going between these next two dunes.
This is an interesting choke point. It's a trap. Do I smell anything?
You have a perception check using your smell.
Yes. Sure. I have advantage on perception. Why would I never not choose advantage? That didn't sound good.
Fancy.
Did you roll that from D&D Beyond?
I did. But it didn't show me the numbers.
Well, it did here.
Okay, good.
Not so great.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So, I mean, you smell sand. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of sand around here.
Are you doing perception checks?
Well, he did one. He asked for a perception check using his smell.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. That's what you get. There's sand.
End of the road, and we're in the middle of sand.
Yeah, end of the dragged path. That's what this little etch mark is supposed to represent.
So the valley kind of continues in between the dunes.
So you can see the dunes,
Yeah.
right? This is probably 20, 30 feet up. This is 23. There's a little valley here shaded. And the path ends here as the wind has whipped through this kind of space, right? And has smoothed over the path, which seems to be leading you that direction. Yeah, your Delta, I should rename this. Delta stops at where the path ends and kind of looks back at you and like, now what?
Christiana is debating, does it make sense to go up the dune to have view, or do we just continue forward?
Well, above you, you do have Olak and Minnie already doing.
That's a good point, yeah.
They're already
Christiana would I don't know how far away Olak is.
within shouting distance.
What do you see?
Sand.
Yeah.
Lots of sand.
You see what is on screen, right?
I found shit.
Well, shit would be a clue. If you found shit, that would be a good evidence.
Creature scat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the drag trail's and we can't tell. Into the
Are
ground, floor
you-
in the air, just nothing.
As you step kind of where Christiana and Delta are, Varinka are, there's a distinct breeze between these dunes that has smoothed over the trail. You follow me?
Okay.
Does it? And she would shut up to look again. Does it look like the trail reappears?
The answer is no, not from what you can see. As you do a quick circle around the dunes, these two dunes, they fly off. A minute later, they return. There's no evidence of a trail that picks up beyond these dunes.
Or hot.
Is there any evidence of like an illusion hiding, like an opening or something, like a door?
Yeah, with your true sight, you do not see anything invisible or any illusion.
So in the desert, there are certain types of like trap door spiders. I wonder if this creature.
So how did they describe the creature appearing? Did it come out of the sand?
We don't know.
I mean, that's kind of the story they told, right? That it came out of nowhere. It was grew from the very sand, the very ground they walked on.
Do we have 10 minutes? I can do magic.
If Delta would like to move,
She'll call it
Olak
over.
wants to hit the ground very hard with his
Bamf.
with the Malatok hammer and see what happens.
All right. Oh, well, let's talk about that a little bit before you do that.
What do you call it?
Oh, 30-foot radius. Okay.
Oh, this is your wondrous item
Give
you
Olaf some
found?
room, please.
Say it again.
People should give Olaf some room.
So were you in this 5-day journey you've been on, did you describe or tell them about your hammer at all? Did you offer your companions anything?
You want to see my hammer?
Okay. Maybe not. That's fine.
Actually, yes.
I thought maybe.
So Christiana,
Do
do you have need back in time? Do you have need of a ring of cold resistance? First of all,
Cold resistance. Not at the moment, I don't think, as she looks around the desert.
It's cold at night. Even in the day.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe in the future, though. I mean, don't turn away.
Hey, he reaches in his sack,
Do you-
pulls out a couple
do you-
nuts.
would you like one to have on so you have it when you need it?
All right, careful. Remember, it's only for the effect of that axe or that hammer, right?
No. This is a ring of cold resistance
Oh.
that Olaf has that
Oh.
he doesn't have enough attunement slots to use anymore.
Oh, he's offering a.
Sure, I mean, if you won't say no to a gift.
You have room.
All right.
You have a slot to use.
I have one slot left.
Okay. Transfer ownership unless someone else speaks up.
I'm already resistant.
Cold resistance?
All right,
Do a lot of
congratulations. You're the proud owner of a ring of cold
Actually, it does get
resistance.
cold in the desert at night.
That's what I said.
But cold enough that you.
Yeah, I mean, even in this walk, you've noticed a significant drop in temperature, right? It was 100 plus degrees, and now we're well into the 80s and 70s. The temperature has dropped quickly with the sunset.
All right.
Anything else you would like to share?
Well, we're all going to back away
Yeah.
from...
So I've been, the gift from, what's her name?
Zariel.
Sariel, thank you. Not quite fully figuring out how to use it effectively, but I can give someone immunity to cold from this weapon.
You can
So
give
whoever...
anyone that wants to take the mark of Matalotic would receive it. Not just one person, anyone that is willing to take the mark.
Oh, anyone. Okay, I thought it was one at a time.
What happens if you take the mark?
This particular hammer has a range attack effect that does a certain amount of cold damage within, what is it, 30 feet? I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah. 30 feet radius.
And so the companions of the bearer of this hammer can ward off the effect, but they must take a branding of Maginations.
So if you're willing.
And if you're willing, then you won't be affected by the damage of the hammer. If you're not willing, and you're in its radius, you would take cold damage. If you're already immune to cold damage, fine. Resistant means you take half, but you would still take.
Is there any other?
I would recommend it, but it is your choice.
Is there any other effect of this mark?
Nope, that's
Not
it.
that I know of.
How big is it?
An inch and a half diameter type of mark. It's basically the hilt of the hammer.
Dude, nobody else wants it.
Okay.
I heard 2 yeses.
Oh,
All right, who's first?
I'll step up.
All right, where'd you like it?
On my buttock.
Tramp stamp.
It did occur to me.
Right here above my butt cleavage.
I would
I was
say
thinking base of the neck if you don't have any preference.
no. I say shoulder. Someplace covered.
All right. All right, Olak flips it around. And then I'm envisioning it as it starts looking like blue fire. And then right onto the skin.
Yeah, and you take like 1 point of damage, normal damage, cold damage. Okay, round it to 1, whatever. Next, as Rick,
He's getting ready to use this hammer. So the rest of us should.
well, we've retrospected.
Yeah, we
Oh, this was back.
backed up. And,
Okay.
It is a holy symbol. Right? I mean,
Well, Maginations is the symbol of the demon.
oh. Now you tell me.
This is the hammer.
Wait,
of
this is a demon symbol?
Grochoshki, Koshashki.
Chashki, yeah.
Yeah, and he
Zariel did warn me that if he ever broke free, he might be coming for me. But
This is
I don't think we have anything to worry about.
now you tell me.
Great.
um,
Maybe just put
Who's
a marker
next?
on me.
yeah, Christiana would take it. And
Right? Where do you want it?
in a discreet location. I don't know.
Pick somewhere.
Oh, it's got more. You got more than one of these.
No,
And,
He can stamp as many people as he wants.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Or as
Brand.
many as those who are willing to take it.
You said you were getting yours, right? Did you get it?
Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought it was only one.
Is it the brand of the demon lord? Is what we're
Yeah.
actually getting?
yeah, basically, it's a mark of it. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty badass.
I got a demon mark.
Does
We have magical healing. You can get rid of it when you want to.
Does
That's what I
Olak
was
have a
thinking.
brand of a demon lord on him?
Probably.
Okay,
I'm holding the hammer.
It's his hammer. He's attuned to it.
right.
You think a healing spell would get rid of it?
Angelic
No.
alignment.
Healing spell. It would heal the 1 point of damage, but you are branded.
Probably like a greater restoration or something.
No.
or maybe.
I mean, if you want to remove the mark, you would no longer gain the benefit.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Then I'll pass.
So you'll just take the damage if you're in his blast radius.
Yes.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Uh,
Stamp on.
Christiana would take it like kind of like on like
Left shoulder blade.
yeah,
or-
like left shoulder blade.
All right.
And everyone looks at
Hammer
Martello.
starts glowing.
Martello says
Does
no.
Delta want?
Stand back.
You could try, but he's a steel defender. I don't think you can.
It'll work.
Okay.
Just say it.
Same with Minnie. If Minnie
Oh,
chose,
Minnie would have already had it.
yeah, if she chose,
You're gonna like this.
You're with me now.
Okay, so for reference, who are the ones who did not get it? That's
Martello
probably easier
and
to remember.
Ides.
Okay, easy enough.
Back it up.
So
I'll be over here.
yes, you could fight Christiana if one of you wants the ring.
Well, you already gave the ring to Christiana.
That was cold.
I know, that's why they have to fight you for it.
One of them two could use the cold resistance.
Because now with your tramp stamp, you're good.
You're
You
immune
don't
to
need
It's
it
not a
anymore.
tramp stamp. She's
Okay.
not gonna get it.
Shoulder stamp. I don't
Well,
care.
and you're only immune to the cold damage from the hammer.
Right.
Oh, just the
Just the hammer.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas the ring is any cold. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
all said and done.
So
All right.
Martello and Ides back up, and you warn them the 30-foot radius, right?
That's
Yep.
big.
Is that where you got to hammer it right there? You wait for them to drag back further and further?
Yeah, I go. Whoops. Right where the line ends.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's more than enough, huh? Oh.
Actually, okay. So something was dragging it. I'll go 3 feet past where the line ends, or 5 feet, I guess, because we're in units of D&D here. So like right there.
All right.
Assuming the line continued straight. And then Olaf's just gonna swing his hammer and attack the ground.
You guys are so scared. I would really just say nothing happens. But indeed, that is where the scorpion was hiding. I really wanted to surprise you guys with
You really
that. And have it jump
spend
out
an
of
hour pounding sand. Really, if I hit the sand, I hit the sand 3 times.
All right. And with the hammer and the flash of blue light as the deserty ground crusts up with a little bit of frostiness, emerging from the sand is this great scorpion. Let's roll initiative. So a couple images.
No.
We did miss one detail. My glove that lets me do the fire thing. How much does it? Like, do I have so many charges a day, or?
Well, it doesn't say in the magic item.
No.
I mean, you're using it to empower one weapon with that ability, and it lasts a certain amount of time. Yeah.
Okay.
So, one charge per day seems enough for it to have that ability the whole day.
And it lasts for.
Yeah, for
10 minutes?
oh,
That's bad. I mean, that's basically one combat, right?
yeah, sure. Then okay, if it's only gonna last 10 minutes, we'll give you 3 charges
Okay.
per day.
So
Yep. Okay. as you're rolling your initiative,
I
that's
mean, it's
what
only initiative. Maybe it shouldn't be put in jail for initiative. But
That's up to you.
it's
it's at
We
least
got
it's
lots of
an
room
omen.
now.
Going back to
Depends
the
how superstitious you are. All right, Vrinka.
6.1.
All right, Ides.
6.2. I don't know. Like 6 point nothing. I actually, if the point is your modifier.
All right, Olak.
I got a 20 of the natural kind.
Christiana.
Are my rolls coming through?
That didn't notice it.
Hmm.
Christiana
14.
and Martello.
9.
9. All right. It just assumes the top value in my list is a heading. All right, Olak, you've released this power. How much damage did that do?
Oh, I didn't roll any damage.
Yeah, you should roll some damage with that.
All right.
He crushed its skull and he's done.
Amazingly,
11,
you happened to hit it.
11 and 14 cold.
The sum was 25. I heard 11 and 14.
Yes, 25.
All right.
But the bludgeoning would only happen if I actually hit it directly.
Was okay. So some amount of that damage was magical bludgeoning.
Yes, 11 points of it was the magical bludgeoning.
All right. Yeah. All right. You can see that had some resistance to that, but it did still take the full damage. You sense that if this hadn't been magical, it wouldn't have
Taken any.
Actually, how much of the damage was from the radius, the cold radius? Was that the 14?
That was the 14, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you hit it with. You didn't hit it with the bludgeoning. You didn't actually hit the creature. It was in the...
Yeah, okay.
How big? This is...
ginormous.
Yeah, okay. So there's like medium, large, and... This
Huge and
this is gigantic.
gargantuan. This is very, very, very big. Yeah, at least huge.
Okay.
And so, Olak, you've brought it out of its slumber as it was hiding underneath the sand, and it is your turn to react first.
My turn?
Yep, Olak was first.
Okay. Well, I charge. Well, actually, by charge, I mean I fly up, and then I fly down and hit it on its back.
All right. Okay.
It's a... Oh, virtual tabletop. Why? Okay, 27 to hit.
Yeah, 27 hits.
And 8 magical bludgeoning and 12 cold.
Okay.
And then swing number 2 is a natural 1.
Okay.
And then Minnie just fires some arrows from a distance. All right, a 23.
A 23 hits.
Okay. 14?
A 14 does not.
Okay, a 22.
22 hits.
All right, so 5 magical piercing, and then 6 magical piercing.
11 total. Okay.
Okay, that is it. Minnie's flying like 30 feet in the air.
All right. So its stinger coils back and tries to poke at you from on its back.
All right.
And there it is. This is plus 10. I don't know who I had. Oh, natural 1, as it doesn't seem to be able to locate you on its back. But it does also try to buck you off. And so we're going to do an opposed, its dexterity versus your dexterity or strength.
I would vote strength.
All right. So
Just a regular old strength check, or like athletics.
Yeah, either one, that's fine.
All right. I'm proficient in athletics, so I'll use that one.
What are they doing? The
8 seconds.
Yeah, this is professional bull riding is what, like 5, 8?
8.
Yeah.
A 19.
All right, let's see what this is plus 4. I want to make sure I select it this time. This is plus 4 for its dexterity. Strength would have been the same. It fails, only a 10. As you are able to maintain your positioning on its back. Now, you didn't state you were grappling it, so it's not technically grappled.
No, I was not. I just landed on it. I want to go along for a ride if possible.
Yeah. Well, to do that, you'd have to be holding on, right? But you're not restraining its movement at all.
No, not at all.
That's the point, right? Okay. So it made its attack, and we are to the next person, which is Christiana. You see Olak the angel doing the old cowboy yee. It's grabbed onto one of his carapace rings. But you would notice this thing is totally made of sand. Utterly made of sand. And another thing you would notice is that on its turn, it seemed to absorb some of the sand around it.
And you would say this creature doesn't have any blood?
You can go try to draw some blood.
Well,
Based on your previous experience with the sheep and this being seemingly the same, there is no reason to believe there's any organic material here at all.
makes casting a blood curse more difficult.
But
Did that wisdom roll pop through for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay! All right, I fixed it.
Yay, you rolled a 1?
Well, I got it so D&D Beyond was sending stuff to Foundry.
Yeah.
Okay. So she would
Martello, you're on deck.
right. Working on it.
first cast her Crimson Right or use her Crimson Right bonus action.
Okay.
So I take 1d6 damage. 3. That's my bonus action. And then let's see what so long since I used the Steel Defender. I think I'm just going to stand by. On the attack roll of one creature, it can see that is within 5 feet of it. Okay. I'll maybe use that later. She will loose 2 crossbow bolts at this creature of sand, and with not using the -5 for +10, so just regular to hits. That's a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And a 32 to hit.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That wasn't a natural 20?
Close.
All
That
right.
was a 19.
All right.
So, it's a 9 and a 7.
My leg's getting stuck. My knee's just too tall. So I get stuck.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure you know what I mean.
So that is 22 points of damage.
Very nice.
Does it have any resistances? Do you need me to break that out by damage type?
It's all magical attacks, right?
Yes.
So, no.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't do poison or psychic. Did you do any thunder damage?
So I have to. So the magical piercing, obviously, for the crossbow bolts, and then I have to look at what the what the 2 that I can choose from for the Crimson Right.
Did you do any fire damage?
No, it's either cold or lightning. Does
Yeah.
that matter? Okay.
Okay. 22 points of damage. You hit it. That's your turn?
It's my turn, and it appears. Did it care?
Yeah, it took a little of sand broke off.
Okay.
Yeah. How about Delta?
Delta will. Let me see. Yeah, Force Empowered Rend. What it's called.
Is that a range attack?
It's a melee weapon attack. So Delta will run up and be in base contact, and look for kind of like
Now, what's its movement?
a way in. That's a good question. What is its movement? 40 feet.
That's close. I'm just going to let it happen. All right.
Yeah.
It runs up, starts biting at it. Of course, Olak is still on top. All right.
Plus 10 to hit.
Ooh, for this dog, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
15.
But that's not good enough. I mean, it's biting on sand and doesn't really get a grip on it. Just the one attack?
Just the one attack.
All right. Martello,
All right.
you're a ways away.
Yep.
But it's not hard to see this.
I kind of imagined like Delta coming in from the side
Okay.
rather than like in between the claws. Yeah.
All right.
Try to bite a leg.
Well, let's see here. Well, ways away. Well, I guess I'll get. Well, I guess the question is, do we know? Ken, are you liable to use your hammer again?
Of course.
Hmm. Okay.
Unless you really want me to not.
Well, it only. Okay.
You've been warned. You
Yeah,
knew.
yeah.
You had the chance.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about it. I got an answer for that.
Pardon me.
All right. So we will cast. Let's go take that up a notch. So Martella will cast second level spiritual weapon, because that can reach from a distance.
Okay.
Create a floating spectral weapon within range. And for the duration, when you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against the creature, which we will do. And that is that. Okay. Oh, that sucks. Don't imagine a 13 hits. Doesn't sound like.
Nope.
Jail for you. Okay. Bonus action on my turn. Repeat the attack. So we will try again. That's a 28.
That'll hit.
Yeah. Won't be for much.
You're hitting it with its spiritual weapon?
Yes.
Okay. You're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 plus 3 is 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And let's see. Spectral. Okay. Alright, so spiritual weapon was a bonus action. Okay, cool. And that's that one. And let's see. Okay, so I can get closer, but not. I want to stay outside of Ken's radius.
Okay. It was 30-foot radius, right?
Yeah. I mean, if that's where I'm at, so be it.
So 30 foot is basically the darkness of this.
Okay. Got it. All right, so put me up next to Christiana and Vrinka, I guess.
All right.
And okay. So we did that. And let's see. That's about it. Let's do. Okay, that's going that. Oh. Let's see. You know what? If the DM will allow it, I would like to use the Channel Divinity Guided Strike to add another 10 to that 13 to make it a 23 so that actually counts. Or would have hit.
23.
Okay, 23 to hit.
It ain't a lot, but it's another 5 points from the hammer.
Okay.
Magic spiritual weapon.
Yep.
And okay, so bonus action moved, 2 hits with the hammer, or spiritual weapon. And I think that's all I can do at this point.
All right, Varinka.
Measly, but
She is going to. I'm about 60 feet, right?
No. You're within 60 feet.
You're like 30 feet.
Oh, okay. I still like to get half the distance to the scorpion.
All right.
Maybe off to the right a little bit. 10 feet, yeah. And then I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
And it's a Wisdom 17 save.
Okay. This is actually -4. Failed.
What unnatural one.
Does Toll the Dead work on constructs?
Good question.
Construct a creature.
Yeah, it's a creature. How much damage?
It's up there.
Rough start.
It wasn't critical. So.
You know,
28?
Bigger jail. They'll just make
There's a
more
lot of
bad
numbers
dice
up
to fill
there.
it up.
Yeah. 28.
All right, I'll let you investigate if it.
Doesn't say anything about constructs.
Okay,
Different
good.
highway, it doesn't solve traffic problems. It's just more cars.
Okay. You moved? Anything else? You're on
Bonus action. I'll create an echo of me on the opposite side of the scorpion. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on the same side as me, but yeah. I'll be done.
All right, Ides.
Okay. I want to make a beeline towards the scorpion.
Swing. Now's when you swing.
What?
The earlier.
It's like,
Well,
tell me what to do. Go swing.
Yeah, go swing.
Swing away.
Oh, yeah.
This is go swing your
This,
sword.
this is your part.
Yeah. So
Hit
probably
stuff.
move and dash. would
That's
be
your
safe.
move. Dash will put you right next to it.
Okay.
And your special feature is I can move, dash, and hit stuff.
No.
Oh,
Oh.
bummer.
But
Dun, dun, dun.
that's always just. Well, okay, but now that's been. That's
Your
my
action was to dash.
Yeah.
You have a bonus action if you can have something to do.
But then wait a minute, where's the.
Olak, you're on deck.
Check.
Okay, yeah, I can use my action surge, which says I can do an extra action.
Okay.
There you go.
Bam! And I can use my action to attack 3 times.
There you go.
Nice.
So, actually, I don't have to be right in his face. I could be 10 feet away. And
Okay, but it has reach too with its.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I will use my halberd, and we are going to also use a superiority die
D10s.
for some extra. Oh wait, no, this is no, it's not a superiority die. It's precise strike, which is just a feature I have. So I get advantage on the attack roll first of all.
Nice.
So I got a 21 to hit it.
Yep.
1d10 plus 4 plus a d8 on my damage. So 9. I assume that's piercing or slashing.
From a halberd, probably be slashing.
Slashing. Okay. So that's yeah. So 9 on that one.
All right. So the 9 slashing, you have the fire with it also. Right?
I didn't say that, but yes, if you're going to give me that.
Well,
You had
yeah,
you
that's a.
activated the glove or whatever it was.
Yeah. I assume that's what you were meant to do with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So we said that
It would be
extra
one-
1d6 fire damage.
That's right.
So throw in 5 more.
Okay. So a little bit of description here. Your slashing damage, no effect.
Went right there.
No, just like hitting a rock.
Oh, okay.
But the fire did affect it. It did the whatever would you roll?
5.
5 points of fire damage. But it turned that where it hit, a big swath turns into a glassy rock. In effect, you've increased its armor class.
So, oh. No, I thought you meant that I could hit it again, it would shatter. Okay. So slashing ain't gonna do it.
And fire makes it stronger.
Your slashing isn't magical damage.
Right.
It's not a magical halberd,
Yeah.
right? But the fire is a magical effect, and that does do it. But sadly, its side effect is that any fire damage increases its armor class.
Okay.
Would you like a magical sword?
You got one in your pocket that you're not using?
Yes, I do.
As she catch,
Right
boom,
on.
boom.
It's fit. It's a rapier, so it would probably do that.
Okay, so. Sting!
No.
No, you'd have to.
Your next adventure, you can talk about this.
Next,
This battle?
Okay.
This battle is. Yeah.
Okay.
Would you mind going through your bag and seeing if you could find that old rapier of yours?
It is on her waist, but it is also something that she wants back because it's very special.
Yep.
It's
Okay.
a memento of hell.
So,
You have 2 more attacks.
yep. So I will use a superiority dice on this one, and I will do a goading attack, which means.
Okay.
And, well, okay, so the thing's still on fire, so.
Well, it didn't
You
catch
like
fire, it's sand.
Right.
It just
No,
melted
but I'm
up.
saying, but my weapon's.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, anyway, I only got a 12 to hit it then.
Not that time. No.
Okay. So I whip, but let me see. Does this still take effect or only if I hit it? Let me see. When you hit with, okay. So I miss.
Right,
So,
so-
then do I still use a superior die or only if I?
What's the superior die for?
Was that goading attack?
Generally, the superiority dice only take effect if you hit.
Okay.
Outside of the one that you can add to make yourself hit.
When you hit, when you hit, you can expend a superiority die. So
Yeah,
okay,
you didn't
So
hit.
I missed.
Try again.
All right, that's better. So that's a 21 to hit.
Okay.
So the slashing doesn't
But
do anything. But
You
it needs
just
to
hit
do, okay.
with the 21.
It needs to do a wisdom failing throw.
I believe this was -4. Yeah. Failed.
It has disadvantage on all attack rolls against anybody other than me until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
So
Okay. And
So
Olak.
that was 3. Yep.
All right. I
So I
do some swings.
did that.
Oh, you're not. You're one of those that didn't take the mark.
That's right. That was my choice. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. Swing numero uno. That's a miss. That's a 12.
Missed.
19.
Missed.
Not if I give you Chronal Shift, which I'm doing.
On the 19.
Yes. So you get
What does
to
that mean?
You get to, as a reaction, I get to make a creature within 30 feet of me make an attack roll or ability check re-roll.
So we can re-roll one of those.
Right. His attack roll.
There we go. A 25.
25 will hit.
All right. We got there in the end.
Okay. $23 damage.
All right. Yeah, 14 bludgeoning and 9 from the cold.
Yeah, but that's all magical.
Yes. But the 9
Cool.
for
The cold.
It is
Okay.
Ides, whatever your name is.
Yep.
Oh, I just took 9 points of magical or cold damage. Okay. Anything else from you, Olak? How about Minnie?
Yeah, Minnie will take some shots. All right, a 24 and a 25 are
Yeah.
the only ones that look likely.
Okay.
So 9 magical piercing and 4 magical piercing.
13 total. All right. If this thing could be bloodied, it would be bloodied.
All right. As a free action, I want to take the spiked chain I have
Ooh.
and toss it to Ides.
As you saw
I
him
think
attack
it
with,
uses-
you attacked with a halberd
Yeah.
and it didn't seem to do any damage, and he, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, this chain starts flying towards
Oh,
you.
wait. Hold on, it might be a slashing weapon as well,
But is it magic?
but it does other things.
But is it magical?
Oh yeah, it's magical.
The-
Oh, is that all you need? It's just magical?
If it does magical damage, it'll work.
Oh, okay. Well,
And not fire.
all right. Okay, gotcha.
You can do fire damage.
No.
Are you done?
Yes.
I don't know how glass makes them stronger.
Well, it just hardens the sand.
I know it's just a feature, but
Yeah. All right. It's first of all, it's going to make 3 attacks on our friendly neighborhood fighter.
It has disadvantage on its first attack.
All right. What gave it that?
Delta. Deflect attack. The defender imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see that is within 5 feet, providing the attack roll is against a creature other than itself.
All right.
So it has disadvantage for attacking everyone
Yeah.
except Ides because of the goading, and it has disadvantage for attacking everyone except Delta because of the Nice.
On one attack, yes.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
something-
So the first attack with the first claw on Ides. These are all plus 10. So 13 misses.
Right.
All right. And then the next is normal, right?
Yeah, it was just the one. Yep.
The next claw. So 29's likely going to hit.
Oh, maybe.
I imagine like Delta's like hanging on to like the one claw or something like that.
Yeah.
That's how he imposes disadvantage.
Well, he didn't, but he didn't grapple.
Yeah, not a grapple or
No, he
Yeah.
just pulled, like,
Well,
yeah,
yanked
just like
backwards on
yanked
the
it or
first
something
one.
like that.
All right.
Disadvantage in that.
The and so and now this is the tail. As it snaps at you. 26.
Okay.
All right. So first for the So it grabs you with its claw, right? You are now grappled, and it did 36 points of slicing damage. And the target is grappled, DC 18. All right. And then it reaches over with its stinger, tunk, 14 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, it's not a spell, is it? Like
No,
poison. Or something?
poison.
Okay. Yeah, just give me a second because I've got a bunch of saving throw stuff too. But it's
36,
okay, but not for that. Not for
14, and we're not done, depending on this.
All right, so Constitution saving throw.
Yes,
Okay. It's a 17.
you needed an 18.
Here, take a +4. Take a +4.
Thank you. A die 4 or +4?
+4.
Oh,
Okay,
all right, you passed.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that was going to be another 24 points of poison damage.
Thank you.
Oh, or half on a save successful. So you took 12 more poison damage. So that was 52 points of damage total.
No, that would have been.
Well,
It was 50 before the 12. So 62.
62 points of damage.
I did each one as you
Ouch.
said. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And now you're grappled. He's holding on. It burrows 60 feet underground.
Whoa.
So that's the reason it was important that you weren't grappling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
However, I am going to say Olak was holding on. All right, so you've both been dragged 60 feet underground. And, yeah, it's even better. Was it 46 or 66? 46. And as it burrows under the ground, some of that sand starts to collect on its side, healing some of the damage that it had taken. All right. Christiana, it just disappeared. It's under the ground.
What do we do?
Monster expert.
So
We
is there
lose
a
2 of our
hole?
people in a heart.
No, it's like it vibrated the sand and just kind of, there's no hole.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, suffocation is going to be a problem.
It's alright. Ola can hold his breath for like an hour or something. Stupid because of the way Constitution works.
I suspect that mine's just not so fortunate.
Well, his Constitution's pretty
Pretty
strong.
strong.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure it's fine. You can hold your breath for a stupid amount of time, but you are now, 60 feet. Let me check its burrow
That's a
speed.
long way down.
Technicalities. We're just worried about the breathing here.
Burrow speed of 60 feet. So yeah.
That's a ways.
Christiana's at a bit of a loss as to
She's like,
She looks over to Martello and says, like, what do we do?
Well, what do we do? Anybody have like mold earth?
I mean, you could rush forward because even though he wasn't, the dog wasn't staying, it's probably to its neck in the loose sand.
Okay, that's right. Christiana would help Delta out.
Yeah, you run forward and you start pulling.
And I mean, she doesn't know how deep they are, so she probably would be like,
Thank you.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah.
complete sense. You pull him out and you start pushing the sand away,
nothing.
and then there's just nothing there.
And then she looks over like, what do we do? Like,
Martello, I mean, it's your turn next too.
right.
Do you run up?
that'd be
Sure.
Christiana's turn.
You got a
Yeah.
well digging rig.
I mean,
No.
you kind of clear your spiritual weapon But it was floating there anyway, so it probably didn't.
Yeah, and
Well, it's a spiritual weapon that's a drill.
all right. Well, and it can just sit there because it's not a concentration spell, and it lasts a minute, which is
You would be on Franken's on deck.
whatever 6 or 10 turns, which we have not had. So spiritual weapons coasting, perched above in case the thing reappears. Ooh, here we go. Hang on, where's that at? Let me find that again. How far does that reach? Oh crap! No, I can't do that because I can't touch them. Dang it. Well, I'm thinking two.
Yeah, Vrika.
Because I got nothing.
Some of these things are you have to see or touch.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, right. Well, I had that freedom of movement, but that's a touch. I
So
have to touch them.
I'm gonna run over there, and I'm gonna use my glaive.
To glaive.
So Christiana's there right now, and Martello's there right
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, and
But everybody else is
Delta,
under the ground.
the
Everybody else is
Scorpion, Olak,
But they're
and
down 60
Ides
feet.
are there under the ground somewhere.
So
you
where
don't know.
the Scorpion is, I'm going to take the glaive and push. I'm just going to point at it at that spot where the
Where
it is.
one
I'm
on
going
the
to
ground.
cast Pulse Wave, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to pull.
Okay, how far is your range on your attack?
It is. It's from myself, so it's going to be pulling the sand towards me.
This will be fun.
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
It does go 60 feet.
Range of 60 feet.
Wow.
So it's going to go out and pull all of that stuff towards me.
Okay.
Now,
You
are
can
just
determine whether
pulling,
it's all
like,
of it or some of
a
it.
column of everything.
A wave, like a cone. So I believe it's a cone. It's been a while since I read this.
Yeah. Why don't you read it?
Yeah, just read it out loud. Yeah,
First of all,
I'm looking at the
describe
wrong one.
what is the name of the thing you're doing, and then read it.
pulse wave.
Pulse wave is the spell or
Yeah.
the ability.
So create intense pressure, unleash it in a 30-foot cone. Sorry, I was reading the wrong one. And decide whether the pressure pulls or pushes creatures and objects. Sand. Each creature in that cone must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 66 force damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful. And every creature that fails is either pulled 15 feet
Uh-huh.
toward you or pushed 15 feet away, depending on what you want. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the cone are likewise pulled or pushed 15 feet.
Okay. It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So close your
Yeah.
slide back.
Well, I mean, there's value in it, right? It's going to shorten the distance. They
I'm
have
gonna
to get
push
out.
dirt.
Right.
Yeah, same.
We don't know how deep they are.
30
Well,
feet.
you're right.
No,
but I
just
mean,
made a 30-foot hole. Essentially.
Yeah, you don't know that it burrows 60 feet.
Yeah,
so
well,
you-
no, yeah.
yeah, it's thank you for role playing that, because you go in there, it's there's like an explosion underground. Sand's flying everywhere. I need you two to do dexterity saving throws as the ground literally erupts from your. You were prepared for it. These two weren't. It literally erupts from underneath you. What's your DC spell DC class? Probably
It's a 17.
17. You're going to be knocked prone. It doesn't even matter. Knocked prone, whatever you're going to do, you're going to be knocked prone. Maybe you're not, but it doesn't matter. You're just going to stand up anyway, right? You're knocked prone. Sand is everywhere. Your eyes, you're basically blinded for a turn, right? Because the sand. And it doesn't go deep enough, right? The 30 feet wasn't enough, but you didn't know that. Matter of fact, I'll give you inspiration because of the attack, the well thought out idea. But it doesn't catch anything. What'd you say?
That was the damage. Don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. So it basically lifts the sand up 15 feet in the air. Psh, a cloud of dust and sand in the air, and there's a 15-foot cavity as you've gone down, because you said it 15 feet up, 30 feet down, 15 feet up. 15 was exploded in the air. So you have 15-foot cavity that you're now in as you go down. But that's your turn, right? Ides, You are being grappled by this thing. You are pinched around the torso, dragged down into the ground. Here's my question to you, though. A chain you see from your friend Olak comes flying at you. Try this. What did you do? Did you drop your halberd and grab the chain because you saw that your halberd wasn't effective? Or only...
I don't know if I would have dropped it. Maybe I would have used it to catch the chain.
Okay. You saw it coming. You tried to wrap it around. Okay. Okay. So that just means you lose any slicing of it's now effectively just a club.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're down under the sand.
You're 60. Well, you are some amount of feet down below the sand. You are covered. You can no longer breathe. You can no longer see.
Right.
Point of order. You said he was grappled, right?
He is absolutely grappled.
Which means he's incapacitated. Which
He's grappled around his. Even when you're grappled, you can still fight.
it's not what this says. Speed reduced to 0 ends when grappler is. Oh, ends when the grappler is incapacitated. Not that they are incapacitated.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still make attacks, but you can't because if you were above ground and grappled, you could, but you're surrounded by sand. There's no cavity around it because it just vibrates. It swims
So
through.
I can't even move.
I mean, you're going through sand.
Okay.
You are engulfed in sand.
Can I try to do like a strength check to break out of the grapple?
Yes.
Just clench my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
all in one?
What you do is you take your halberd, you try to pinch it, and you're trying to pry it open. Give me a strength check.
Okay. Gotta check all my stuff. See if is there anywhere I can add to this? I don't think I can. All right, it's just a straight up strength check. So like it has my strength modifier
You can add your strength modifier.
plus 4.
Yeah.
For saving throws, it's plus 9.
Yeah.
No, this is
I think I said plus 4.
Yeah.
Rush 15.
We're looking for an 18.
But I
Nope.
Nope.
Well, yeah, that's my action, right?
and you would
That's your action. Yeah,
Because normally
absolutely.
I get 3 attacks.
Yeah,
This is not an attack.
something
Right.
different about just what it is.
Once per short rest, I can do an action surge and do an extra. Oh wait, I did that already. Didn't I?
No, you did. Last turn you did action
Oh,
surge.
yeah, I did that.
Absolutely.
I took Blood Hunter, but I didn't take your Blood Hunter.
I guess that's a. Let me check what about bonus action.
Olak, you're next.
Or
why I
con
got all
save
the
for
advantages.
breathing.
Okay.
No, concept. You basically get to breathe some
All over it.
amount of time based on your constitution. I don't know. Maybe after your turn, Wes, maybe you could look that up for us. The holding your breath rule.
Sure.
Okay.
Olak, you were holding on.
Yep. Seems like a bad idea now.
And as it drug you 60 feet under, at some point you might have let go.
So the
No, because I know that our companion's stuck, so I would have held on for dear life.
Okay. You're holding on as the sand is flowing past you like water. What do you do?
So, all right, is there a way? Because I'm holding on. Can I like position my head so I can just make out the creature? So I can see it.
I mean, you can feel the creature. You're straddling like a horse. I imagine your legs are around it, and you have one hand on the back of its carapace, right on its neck.
Yeah.
So one hand is occupied, and your legs are kind of grappling too. So, grappling, I don't want to use that word because you're holding on.
Right. Yeah.
You're not restraining its
Yeah.
movement. So you know where it's at, but you are definitely blinded. Any attack would, well, first of all, your movements are, you can't attack because you're surrounded by sand. You don't have a burrow speed.
No. Okay, so basically, I would like to move around, and whether it's I like pull myself so I'm close to like holding on to it, so my face is next to it, or I like work my way back to the tail, whatever seems the most logical in the situation. But I'd like to make it so I can try to see it as the sand is going past, like just get a glimpse of it.
Try to do something where you can see it.
Well,
Yep.
so
It doesn't have to be good seeing. I just need to be able to like catch a glimpse of it.
all right. So I'm just trying to logic this out in my brain, right? You're flowing through the sand like it's water. So you don't have a burrow speed. So it's like not like you can do that, but you try to pull yourself through the sand with strength, I'm going to say. But this is going to be pretty hard. So I'm going to set the difficulty class at 18 to try to pull your face near the carapace where there'd be no sand between your face and the creature, right? That's what you're looking for.
Yep.
All right, strength 18 to try to pull your face close to the, and then you can add your strength modifier.
Strength 18.
All right, so you managed to pull your face, your eyes, as you kept them closed as the sand was getting there, and you finally get right. You feel your nose to the hardened sand of the creature. You open it up and you see the blackness of the sand because you have true sight, right? So you don't need light to see, right? So you can see through. You see the back of this creature. What do?
I cast Command.
Ooh.
Which I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. So commands.
Surface died.
Emergency!
Yeah,
wall!
no, that's what I'm going to say is surface. However, I speak to command word to a creature I can see within range. It must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw.
That's good for you.
So.
And it becomes what?
Well, that's the question. It has no effect if the target is undead, if it doesn't understand my language, or if it's directly harmful. So I think the last one of those, I don't think surface is directly harmful to it, but
I'd agree with that.
I do not know if it is undead or if it can understand my language.
Well, I would say it's not undead. That's the language -- in its monster log. So I think that part of it's going to fail.
Probably.
Doesn't understand common, huh?
Not to mention its condition immunity of blinded, charmed, deafened, exhausted, frightened, petrified, poisoned, or unconscious. The charm part is what kind of, right? It's kind of a charming thing.
Well, it's to make it obey a command, right?
But here's what I'm going to give you. You've used the spell. You've put your face down there, and you, with all your might, you pull back. Give me an animal handling check.
Nice.
We're looking for a 20. And if you get a nat 20, you redirect it, and it's going to be moving back up. We're looking for a nat 20. Hey, it's a chance.
Yep.
Oh, so close.
Oh! So close.
Here, I'll give myself a +4 just to make me feel better.
Yeah. Still.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I would have given myself the best chance possible.
Yep. Okay. And what you learned the rule, was it 5 minutes? Something silly?
Oh,
Wes?
but since I
yeah.
I just did a spell that required a verbal component, I think I have used my air. So what's the rules for if you don't have a breath?
I don't know that, but the base, I can look, but the base rule is it's 1 plus your Constitution modifier. So 5 for
What's your Constitution modifier?
plus
3.
plus 3, so 4 for Olak.
So, suffocation? Okay.
I have it right here. So, rules for suffocation are once out of breath, it survives for rounds equal to its Constitution modifier. Minimum 1
All right,
round.
so I got 3 rounds.
After that, the creature drops to 0 hit points and starts dying. Can't be stabilized or healed until it can breathe again. Yeah.
Okay. Its turn. First of all,
I feel like Ken's predictive text this afternoon is looming large. I think Dave took it to heart, and here we are.
I don't know about total party kill, but could be a couple of us die.
didn't mean for this to happen.
Hey, we gotta live with it. Actions have
I
consequences.
mean, this is a natural thing for this creature to do.
My cloak is red.
Yeah. It makes sense.
New guy.
The signs were there that it could burrow.
What's my last name? I don't even have a last name.
Guy, you have a last name.
You did say your cloak was red.
That's what I just said.
The red cloak.
I thought he was making like ole.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And then I
And then it
caught
goes
the
red.
Oh my goodness. That's too hilarious. Too hilarious as you take another
What's your character's name?
Ides.
Ides.
36 points of slicing damage as it squeezes you in its pincher.
Great. Still, even though it can't see me, you can still
Squeeze.
And
How much?
36.
Wow.
I mean, you're in its claws. It's just squeezing you.
So we'll stop at another tavern.
It moves another 60 feet in some direction that I'm not going to disclose. But then it stops. Okay. And then we are to next in line. So again, Olak, I assume you're continuing to hold on?
Yeah.
All right. That's Christiana. The ground literally exploded below you and disappeared to 15 feet as you are covered in a layer of sand again.
So she would pull her like head, wrap kind of like
To
cover her face.
And you're as you're trying to pull yourself out of the sand, spitting out the sand, wiping off your face.
And she will take Delta and move to higher ground.
Okay, as you scooch back up the. Oh.
Nope.
That's not there.
She brings the scorpion. No.
You and Delta,
Yeah, we'll move to higher ground.
as you guys are somewhere else.
And she'll be saying, I knew I should have cast Hunter's Mark. Not that it would necessarily help, but I might. And she will pull out her monster man, like not knowing what else to do. We'll pull out the monster manual and start going through pages.
Mm-hmm.
Does she find anything?
I like there to be a chance, but in this frantic moment, I mean, okay, we're gonna make super. You're gonna roll a d20.
Okay.
You're gonna look for this natural 20, and you have disadvantage.
So D20 disadvantage.
But yet, there's a chance she could roll double 20s.
Double 20s.
She's frantically searching. This is not something. Yeah.
Scorpion.
She rolls 0.
I mean, you come to a spot where it says
15.
giant scorpion, okay, and you probably already had an idea. You wish you would have remembered, but you know giant scorpions, they can burrow, right? But I mean, this being sand, and there's nothing on this type of creature, right? But you just double check, make sure. But there was under the giant scorpions heading. There's nothing about sand versions or golem versions. Yeah. All right. Christiana, Martello.
I'm at a loss.
Ides! Olak!
Nigh on about the only thing to do. Yeah. Kingdom for a druid. Let's see. What do I got that's... Oh, well, let's see. Here. can't see them, so I can't do that. Dang it. Ooh. What's the range on that one? That's probably not going to help either. I'm really at a loss.
Brinka, what do you think?
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Ides, it's squeezing you. What are you going to do? You going to try to break free again?
Well, she said it stopped.
It moved. This time, maybe it didn't move full. Maybe it only moved 50 feet. But it's hard for you to tell, right?
Okay.
It moved some amount of distance, but then it stopped.
So I'm still in the sand.
You're buried in the sand, and it's going to take a D20 strength check for you to move at all. You already have the pole jammed down there, so you can at least try to break free.
Okay, but still strength, not attack it.
You've stuck your hilt in there trying to pry it
I
open.
did have something that I can do.
Yeah. All right. Put a pin in that. Go ahead.
So telepathically, I can reach out 60 feet, and I'm trying to connect with eyes or Olak. 60 feet.
I went 6 feet down, and then I went over. Right. Yeah. So from this position,
I'm getting nothing.
You don't pick up anything.
I'm not getting anything, guys. I can't hear them mentally.
All right. Good. From this position, you get that. It's a great point. So now what are you doing there, Ides? This thing is squeezing you.
Yeah, if I can't attack it, then I just got to do the strength.
Yeah.
To bust out.
This is an 18.
Come on. Nope.
Nothing but superiority die.
Something?
It's all
Can't change
helps
you.
me on attacks and stuff.
Olak?
Okay. So, I have cast a verbal spell, and I can't breathe. So I'm guessing that means I then can't cast another verbal spell.
We're in uncharted territory here, guys.
Well, this would be the first of your 3 remaining turns of being able to
I mean,
air,
can
but-
you talk without breathing? I think you can talk without breathing.
Did you say suffocation is
Very
turns or
quietly.
minutes?
All right.
Turns.
Oh, it's turns.
All right. This one doesn't even require vision.
Suffocation.
I know I'm on top of it.
Yes.
I'm going to
And then suffocation.
aim through it and cast a shatter below it.
Nice.
Basically, I'm trying to shoot it far enough below, so a 10-foot radius. So I wanted to just clip it. I'm trying to avoid hitting Ides if possible, but I'm blind, so grain of salt there.
Yeah. Okay.
But basically, below, so I'm hoping it'll go away from the explosion, which I'm hoping is straight up.
Okay.
Blast us out of the sand.
Well, at least up a little bit.
Divert the animal or the creature.
All right. Cast your spell.
Yep.
I just scare them upward.
Because it's going to be like, whoa, what's just happened?
So it's a 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save. So Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So I rolled a 2. So it fails its Constitution saving throw. You can't. The reverberation of the shatter spell below you. You feel the entire creature quiver. It is super effective, as this thing. As this thing has susceptible. What's the opposite of resistant?
Susceptibility.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability
Yeah, vulnerable.
to thunder damage. Right. This is thunder damage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You said,
Yes, as it breaks apart in the sand. You can almost not tell what is it and what is the sand anymore.
excavation.
All the time.
But we're still trapped underground somewhere.
That's your turn?
And
So it's dead.
It's been dissociated.
Uh,
Am I still grappled?
Is that what I'm supposed to? Is that what Olak is interpreting?
It's
Is
Olak.
it seems to be dead.
it's seemingly dissipated. That's what I can tell you.
Then Olak is going to swim forward and try to get to Ides.
And what is your burrow speed?
0.
That's how far you make it.
Well, I should say I don't have one.
Yeah.
So it's not like climbing where
No.
you're just really bad at it.
No. I mean, that's what burrow speeds are for.
Yeah. Gosh, dang it. I almost took the spell Alter Self,
I almost was a mole.
and I could cast myself to give myself a burrow speed.
Should have brought Strider and his excavation skills.
Christiana, Martello, Varinka.
Would we have sensed the explosion of shatter?
Sure.
I mean,
Which
Perception check for the three of you.
Yay!
this one doesn't actually specify.
13.
It doesn't seem quite good enough.
Here we go.
All right, that was turn 1 as well.
What is your spell
For,
DC, Olak?
Are you kidding me?
This one would have been 17.
Yeah. You had 18?
No.
What'd you get?
15.
Yeah, I don't think you noticed it.
I didn't.
Well, they were a ways down.
Sure.
60 feet down and let's say
How far?
50 feet over some direction.
I'm just picturing like the three of you huddled like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. We don't even know where they are. And they get them back and poof. None of you notice because you're too busy yelling at each other.
So you three, I mean, we're kind of out of, but tell me what you're going to do.
What can we do?
I got nothing. I could do this. I could do that thing a couple more times, but if we don't know where they are, I can't hear them. I'm trying to talk to them and I can't hear them.
I mean, you could move a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start walking around, running around, trying to mentally connect with somebody. Well, one of them.
Yeah, 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet. What is the talent you're using? Is it a spell or a natural ability?
Telepathy ability.
It's an ability. All right. And
60 feet.
you have telepathy up to 60 feet. And so we're trying to do some sort of perception check. So the question is, how long does it take you to find them?
Christiana would like to say a prayer to Lathander.
To Lathander.
That, his
Uh-huh.
hero
Uh-huh.
is trapped under the sand.
Okay. We'll do that. And actually your turn was first.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to do a religion check.
Okay.
And we're going to I mean this is a grasping at straws, right?
So we're
We're looking for we're looking for a 20.
Okay. 20. 15 plus 5.
Thunder be praised.
And what you hear is over there.
What?
It gives you a general direction.
Okay.
Go to
4 steps to your left and turn right.
That's what I'm looking for.
Where's that knot?
yeah.
Well, what are the
The sticks.
The water fighter.
the
Yeah,
water
yeah.
finders? Yeah.
She says, head to the morning's light.
It's the morning sleep.
Go west.
The sun rises in the west.
Let's go east.
Which
Go-
planet are we talking about? This is surreal.
Go east.
East.
It's a dyslexic.
I'll run
deity.
eastward.
They're east.
Run eastward at, telepathy abound.
And so keep going. The problem. Oh yeah. So we'll put you in the. That's what we'll do. All the way. yeah, we'll put you up here, right? You end up with the instructions. She keeps whispering, this way, and ends up in this general direction, in this general area.
With Vrinka in tow.
Vrinka and so Vrinka with her guidance, Lathander's guidance. My child Olak is somewhere
Underneath, down, and Christiana will drop and start like.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're still 60 feet down.
Yeah.
So we have a race here as far as because you had how many 5 rounds? No,
Well, no,
5 minutes.
minutes.
You had 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He had how many rounds left?
3 rounds.
I've got 2 rounds left.
Oh,
2 rounds left. So how long is it going to take you
I can
to
only do this one more time.
one more time? So
After-
you get
2 more, but this one and then one more.
45 feet down. You're still 15 feet away from him, and then the 3 of you and the dog and Minnie all just start digging away. So but that took you 3 rounds to do that. 2, 3. You
I'll
had
find them and then 2.
Oh yeah, you had to find them, but you only had
I
so
used one.
your spell thing.
Pulse wave.
You could do it 3 times total.
Yes.
All right, so you'd already used one.
Right.
So you've only done 30 feet. You have 30 more feet to go down below.
Right. Let me use it one more time and see how many charges I have left.
are we still like immobilized? We're
Yeah,
totally buried?
you're buried,
Okay.
buried alive. I mean, you can move just barely with a 20. It's not like you can swim through this thing. You're just kind of
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
So you got down 30 feet, and the 3 of you are. So how long does it take 5 people to dig 30 feet with their rudimentary tools, right? I assume none of you have a shovel in your backpack.
There's the dog, right?
The dog is the most successful.
You said that
Only someone had
Christiana,
mold earth.
Christiana had camels and was it desert equipment or something ready?
Okay.
And what's in that? I don't know. Is it a shovel, maybe?
So this is when I wish we had a luck score, right? Because that's a luck check. Did you happen to have one? Even if you did have one,
Yeah.
you'd have to take the time to run back there and get it. That's at least 2 turns, and probably
Who's wearing plate armor?
Olak.
Other than Ola.
I do have a shield.
oh well
I have
that
a shield
there
too.
you
I have a
go.
shield.
Oh,
too.
oh.
Good point. We've all
Big
got,
scoops.
We've got shields.
you have a shield.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
I would have thought about it in the
Only
situation.
we had shovels. What about that big chunk of metal on your back, you moron?
It says, well, you're buried.
Yeah.
I was going to give Ides his moment of genius.
All right,
But
but my question is going to be,
still, how long does it take?
I mean, that's still going to take time. How
I have one other option.
Olak still gonna be trying stuff here. He's got 2 rounds.
fair enough. All right, you guys, you've done your pulse blade twice, right? In those 2 turns, what did Ides do? Nothing, right? There's nothing you can really do. What did Olak do?
All right, Olak is going to, as straight up as he can, cast the lightning bolt. And he's going to hope it's going to, 1, shoot a lightning bolt high enough that people can see it so they know where he is, and 2, either clear out sand above him or turn it to glass.
Yeah.
Because it's hot.
Okay. Yeah. So, when I think of a lightning bolt hitting a beach, I think of the sand being affected for 5 feet, maybe, as it crystallizes. It doesn't go a full, right? Because ground doesn't conduct electricity.
Well, if there's any water in it at all, it would expand.
It's a desert.
So, yeah.
But I mean, there are people who, again, distance is a question, right? I'll give you that. The notion, I mean, there are artists that'll put
Yeah. There's
lightning,
a whole.
conductor rods into the sand and create art with the glass.
And
from
how
the
big
lightning.
is that art?
Right? Yeah. No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
acknowledging that it's not big, Dave.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that this is not infeasible.
Well, you're in the
So the
ground.
spell, it has a range of 100 feet.
Yeah,
It's area of effect.
but
from me. So I don't know.
It ignites from your fingers, though. Right?
Yeah.
So it starts at your fingers, and it immediately gets resisted by the sand, right? And it just superheats that sand right in front of your fingers for the first 4 or 5 feet. That's what happens. But you don't know that. Yeah, I mean, you don't really know. All you know is that lightning bolt was impeded by the sand. Yeah, you tried it, and in my mind, it was a thought, but it didn't really do much. The sand around you is hot, but it cools off real fast too.
That was round one.
That's your first round. What do you want to do on your second attempt?
That was my second round.
Oh, you had 2 rounds. So
Shatter was his first.
shatter.
Yeah, Shatter was my first round.
Okay, and then this is your second round. It seems to be gone. You did the lightning. Do you have anything left?
Well, I'm searching. I wasn't expecting to have to come up with the second thing so fast.
I have a turn 3 thing. It's going to require some.
So you're not going to be digging. You're going to do some other thing.
I'm going to cast a spell.
All right.
But you would have to tell me if it would work. I'm kind of using the edge of its ability. Kind of like the lightning, unfortunately.
Are we thinking, Ken?
Yes, I'm thinking.
All right.
Not looking good. Stupid line of sight.
Yeah.
How-
Can I telepathy them now?
Yes.
So I'll tell them, keep digging. We're trying to get to you. I can hear them now, guys. We're getting closer.
Can they talk back?
They can if they understand it. Yeah. When they can, it's common.
So,
Well,
yeah.
you can think it. You don't have to
Yeah.
speak it.
Did you hear him?
We're digging for you.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Dig faster.
Yeah, you try to dig yourself out. You'll probably tell me you can't
I
move.
can't move.
So it makes.
Can't move.
Yeah.
Gonna pass out.
Yeah.
I'm feeling woozy.
Go towards the light.
How long does it take 3 people, to dig 30 feet of sand? This is 10 feet.
But also, it's not like it's nice dirt. It's sand. So for every shovel you throw,
Some will
Some
come
more
over.
coming back in. I mean, that's
I wasn't going to mention that.
yeah. Now, one could argue that the deeper you go,
More compact, it's going to
that's
get...
yeah, there's a higher chance of moisture down
it's more,
past that
then it is
first.
more like
I mean, we've
soil.
probably blown through
The soft
the
stuff.
ultra loose
Okay.
stuff, so we're probably into the more dense. Ought to hold its shape at
Crusty
least a
stuff.
little bit.
Okay.
So let's come back to
Okay.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do.
3 people digging with shields, so you can get
quite a lot.
a cubic foot.
Plus the dogs. Plus the
Plus the
dog and the automaton
Yeah, but
who's desperate to help.
I'm going to ChatGPT. How long would it take
It's like a word.
4
If one adventurer can
men to
one
dig
in one round.
a 30-foot hole?
In sand.
We're gonna say we're gonna say that it's acting.
I'm just going to say
something.
hole.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what ChatGPT tells me. It depends on all this other crap, I'm sure. The time it takes for 4 minutes to dig a 30-foot hole significantly depends on the various factors. However, for a very rough estimate, let's assume they're using hand tools, okay, like shovels, and working in moderately easy soil, fine. A reasonably fit person might be able to dig 2 cubic yards of soil in under good conditions. The volume of this hole, assuming its cylinder is 4 feet, size of the deep hole like this would be volume, blah, 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 blah. Let's calculate the volume of the hole. Estimate. Come on, keep going.
Gotta work through it.
Analyzing. Wow, it's calculating. Analyzing. As Olok is choking on sand, probably making deaths. Now, remember, it turns every 6 seconds. So
Yeah.
we might be using one of those.
I think I do have my final thing though.
We might have to use one of those diamonds.
Yeah, right.
And don't forget, I mean, you're looking for 2 different people. Well, let's just hold that thought for a second. Boy, come on, analyze. ChatGPT, come on. You have the equation. Do it.
Did Varenka tell us, or tell me kind of how far away
I wouldn't know.
she thought we were?
Within 60 feet.
That's me being
All right.
generous.
Yeah.
All right.
Within 60 feet, and you think you're directly above us, is what Olok knows.
That's what the 2 of you know, because she's communicating telepathically.
Great. So I'm going to, knowing that shatter kind of, is an explosion of thunder and stuff moves when that happens, he's going to cast a shatter as straight up as he can and attempt to put it about 10 feet below where he thinks the ground is to try to explode some sand up and make it easier.
Okay. So we'll assume he said we've already dug about 30 feet down, right?
Yep. So he's assuming that they're then, so he'll put it like 20 feet above him.
Okay. All right. Finally, it returns. The volume of the hole would be approximately 14 cubic yards. This would take 4 men.
Long time.
A long
time.
Now, are they talking? Now, here's the question:
Is it days
Is it
or hours?
is it a 30-foot diameter hole? Right?
No, 4 foot diameter.
4 foot. Oh, that's big. Okay.
4 foot. 4 foot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
4 foot.
Weeks?
1.75 days.
Wow.
That big around, how deep?
30 feet.
Oh, well, okay, that's
I
like
couple.
3 stories. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
No.
I could dig I could dig a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know. 30 feet's pretty far.
30 feet's
That's
3
pretty
stories.
far.
It's 3
With,
stories
with the shovel.
It's still going to be
with
hours.
a shovel by hand.
It's still hours.
And a 4
Yeah.
foot. 4 foot.
I'm with you.
diameter.
This. All right.
We agree.
I'm just thinking what to do here, guys.
Well,
I have a.
Is Lathander really gonna let his newly crowned,
Minted hero.
newly minted hero die in this way?
Yeah.
but I think
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think
It
Ken's
loosens
gonna-
the sand. It loosens it some.
How long does it take to dig a latrine? Maybe that's the good estimate.
The tree goes down what? 10 feet if you're.
Not even.
Yeah, but 10 feet, but they're wide. So I'm thinking volume's probably about the same.
Yeah. You got 5 guys doing it. 4
What's your
guys.
shatter do?
The shatter. What's the range on the shatter?
The range is 60, but I tried to place it 20 feet above me because I think, based on what Varenka's telling me, that they've dug down 30 feet.
All right, and so it loosens it all up. All right, we got to figure out the number of rounds because this is death saves. You know
Yes. And Olak is
what?
now unconscious.
You spend the next 2 hours digging. All right, you spend the next 2 hours digging. The shatter helped loosen the sand, and you finally drag their dead bodies out of the ground. Now what?
Somebody has some gems,
Yep.
diamonds.
I
I can cast Gentle Repose right now.
Hang on a second. I'm right here. Really?
So I can presume for 10 days.
As soon as you pull their bodies out, you do your thing with the, what is it?
Gentle Repose. So I touch the corpse. For the duration, the target is protected from decay and can't become undead. It effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead since days spent under the...
You're telling me Martello bought the diamonds but didn't have the spells to use them?
No, I have Revivify, but it says they have to have been dead within the last minute. And you said it took 2 hours.
Well, I think 2 hours is being generous.
Right, no, I get it.
Yeah, Bing said 29 and a half hours. The big man, for 4 men to dig a 30-foot well. So.
Right, so creatures that have died within the last minute, which is not the case. So
Well, I just bought us 10
I had 2
days.
diamonds that would let me do Revivify twice, but it doesn't carry the weight. Now, what else we got?
Who's the other person who got diamonds?
He did.
Olak.
Olak.
The one that's dead.
Minnie crawls onto his body and starts crying.
Minnie.
How far away is the city?
Redux,
Redux?
that's days away. But the Oasis is a couple hours away.
You got money?
Well, you have diamonds worth...
I hope it's enough to buy a miracle.
But is there anybody realistically in the tribe that is that high of a level of a caster? They're gonna have, what spell is it that we would need?
Raised dead.
Like resurrection or something.
Resurrection, I think.
It's like a 5th or 7th level spell.
Did anybody check?
That could be a zombie.
He
That
could be
interesting.
mostly dead.
I think after the hours it took you, they're well past the
I know.
suffocation and the amount of death saves. So, I mean, you bring back the unconscious, dead corpses of your companions back to the Oasis. And
Well, I guess let's return to the suffocation rules.
I think this is what I'm ruling, though. I think this makes sense. You're hoping with the general repose that you can get how many days? 10 days?
10 days.
Yes.
You believe that within those 10 days you'll at least be able to get back to Redux, and hopefully someone there can help
surely
you.
Christiana knows, she has connections there. She'll know some like priest or priestess or,
the answer is not an answer they're going to like. You know that Jericho is actually a vampire.
Oh, well, that solves that problem. Let's turn you into vampires.
And we're back to vampire.
That is the obvious answer. All right.
I mean, it's logical.
And you don't know necessarily. I mean, I don't know to what extent you know. You don't know Varinka. Well, maybe you would. To what extent you know Varinka's past with vampire, right?
Not unless
you
you're
know.
old.
Then if this happens again, I could just turn it into smoke, right?
So, here's a question.
Yeah.
Okay. So this gentle repose. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, since days spent under the influence of the spell don't count against the time limit of spells such as raise the dead. So, if the spell doesn't count against the time limit, does that mean it can also not count against the time limit of the minute for Revivify?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just
yeah,
asking.
yeah, okay. Yeah. No, because it took you past that minute to even get their body in the first place.
Right.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense for Ides, but for Olak,
Who had extended his breath.
no. Not the dying. I mean, that all makes sense. But like, well,
The vampire option you're talking about?
Yeah, the vampire option specifically, but also maybe there has to be something with Lathander there, right? Like this is Lathander's new chosen anointed.
Yeah, I have a whole week to figure this out.
Yeah, so I think that makes a lot of sense for Ides though. That like
So I had this spell called
Hold on.
I had this spell called Warding Wind. So I can gust 20-mile-an-hour winds to move sand. I don't know. I still don't think it would have been enough time. But
Yeah.
it feels weak.
because my other thought is like turning Olak into a vampire is necessarily going to have ramifications and effects on all
Definitely.
the things you've given him.
Definitely.
That's not necessarily fair
Definitely.
to Ken either to
Definitely.
take all that away. So
But I'm not that attached to this guy, so hey.
right, exactly. That's what
And I was feeling, oh great,
Perfect.
he's a great fighter and he can't do dick else here.
Yeah.
He's got no spells, he's got no nothing.
I think we
So-
all came
You're
up
gonna let
short.
me
All right,
be a vampire? That might not be bad.
Glenn, I'll let you have your choice. You have 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you want him to turn into a vampire, or would you like to roll a new character?
I'll think about it, but if I had to make the choice right now, I'd probably lean towards
I'd
vampire.
leave
'Cause
it
it's
to a
cool.
vampire. Yeah. How often do you get to turn into a vampire?
Well, and you're
I've
good
been
at
playing
playing.
a cursed guy for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is not new territory for you at all.
1 week into a new character.
But I have to really think about what to do with Ken, because you're right.
Yeah.
Vampirism isn't right for his character.
Right.
Lathander
Nope.
would reject it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's your answer.
I will probably not be here next week. There was 1 week in March I wasn't sure about, and apparently it's next week.
Sounds like a 3-week break.
Okay.
Got even more?
I
3
ha-
week break. What?
We have a 3-week break. Well, yeah, the next 2 weeks will be off. For this, I have a game to play.
Okay.
I have a new game called Fortune and Glory. It's a Indiana Jones type game. You venture around the world collecting artifacts. I just got it. I don't even know how to play. I have to figure it out. But I think it'd be a fun thing for the 4 of us to try. If you're interested, willing and interested.
Sure.
All right. Okay. 2-week break. Sounds good to me.
And someone died.
And Ken, you have the same choice. We can let Olak die, and you can roll a new character, or we can try to figure something out.
All right. I'll give it some thought.
Maybe there's a couple of
Ken,
around here or something.
I really didn't think I'd be able to kill your character. I supremely, you're immune to everything.
Almost.
Apparently,
I was not it.
except for not being buried alive.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one. Apparently.
Apparently that I did not foresee this at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to
Hey,
D&D.
I'm,
where
really,
actions
I'm
have
excited
consequences.
that it's at least not just one character, though. You know, because I think when someone's died, it's always been one person.
Yeah. I think so.
You know, this is at least 2 of us got trapped in the horrible situation together. So misery loves company. Oh, so funny though.
I have to think Christiana would be kind of like how Gloin was like racked with guilt.
Mm,
Christiana's probably beside herself. Like,
you knew scorpions burrowed.
well, not just that, just like, but also like bigger picture. Like, she's the one who invited Olak out here, and it wasn't supposed to go this way. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, Christiana and Olak have been friends for,
Yeah.
20 years or something.
You have the longest history. Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
Maybe that can factor somehow into.
Well, these two are going to tell me you have 2 weeks to figure it out. I probably won't poke you until the weekend before we play again. But you'll tell me what you want to do. And if you do decide to have a new character, you're already at Redux. You'll already be there. Yeah,
That's where we would find
it's the next city you're going to be in.
Okay.
Maybe you're already part of the Order of the Blood. Maybe you're someone else.
So if you become a vampire, you get the vampire stuff on top of everything else.
Well, we got to figure that out, don't we? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to figure that
It's
out.
a monster in the monster manual.
Yeah,
Give
and
you an idea.
there are homebrew classes for the vampire.
I mean, it's at least a start.
Yeah, it's just then would you want me to still have all my super duper fighter stuff? Or,
Yeah, probably.
Vampires are pretty tough.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure there's gonna be some cons along.
that's right. There's a taste for
allergic
blood.
to daylight.
The daylight in a desert. Yeah,
Herein lies the problem.
yeah. There's
Is there an anti-vampire that doesn't like the darkness?
those are angels,
And we just lost one of those, or nearly lost
Yeah.
her.
and
On the
you're,
brink of losing.
and you're
Like the
going to a
Golden
vampire.
Oreos? Can I be a golden vampire?
All right, guys. So 2 weeks. We'll be back on the third week. I don't know what that date is off the top of my head, but
So
28 or
is
something.
yeah. So then next week is this alternate game
yeah,
introduction.
yeah. And it's a board game. It's not a role playing game. It's just a board game.
All right.
Yeah. So the 14th we're gonna be we're gonna play the board game. The 21st, a few of us are gonna go to GaryCon. The 28th we'll be back.
Brian will come back with COVID a second time. That would suck.
Is that what you got last year?
Yeah.
You had COVID coming back from GaryCon?
Yeah.
That's right. But I didn't. That was the crazy thing.
And you sat next to each other?
It's,
Not all the time.
we slept together in the same room,
Not that way.
but we did ride in the car together. And
Yeah, well, Carrie
I
had
mean-
a couple weeks ago, and I managed to not catch it.
That's good.
My
COVID isn't COVID anymore.
My mom was a COVID nurse, and she doesn't know that she's ever gotten it, or if she's gotten it, it's been so mild that.
Uh-huh.
So, you know.
That's the
So my other news
Yeah.
is a new car.
What'd you get?
Oh wow.
What is it?
Kia Sportage,
Nice.
plug-in hybrid.
Nice.
Really? How far?
What'd you get rid of? Or did you?
Or got the Chevy Equinox.
Oh, are you?
That's the oldest of the bunch.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, so it's like 38 on the battery.
So how did the dominoes fall? What?
Kyle's gonna get the Cadillac, and we're gonna sell the Chevy that he's driving right now.
All right.
And
Is it a
I-
trade-in or you sell?
I decided to sell it myself to get a little more,
Uh-huh.
get on the trade. So of course the check engine light came on today.
Of course. So I sold my Focus last year and bought a Honda Civic Type R, but I had to wait for it to be ready. So I was driving the Focus for a week before I could like officially hand it over. And man, talk about like a stressful week. 'Cause, yeah, like check engine light or someone hits you or like anything like that. It's
So that's our evening tonight. As you've heard, we're going to wait 2 weeks. We'll be back. I think it was the 28th. And we'll see what happens to these people. Two
But
people
now I'm
died.
trying to
I
sell
haven't
it
killed
to
two
go
people
off the-
ever.
off the
Oh, well,
curb.
I've killed one person at a time.
Yeah,
We'll see what
check
happens in
engine
a couple
light.
weeks. I hope you can come back and join us.
Drive it.
Until then,